Well, hello, everyone.
Don't be creepy.
I'm not being creepy. At least I don't think I am. Anywho, put on my glasses. Because
I
I'm.
thought you. Why didn't you
Hmm?
have your glasses on beforehand?
Because sometimes I like not wearing glasses. I miss it.
Fair enough.
I
Me
miss
too.
not having to wear glasses. I miss having contact lenses. I also miss having hair. Casually sips tea.
You'll be fine, Saitama.
How dare? How dare?
My personal preference is glasses over contact lenses. You just slip them on. You don't have to like stab your eyes or anything.
If you're stabbing your eyes to put contact lenses in, you're doing it wrong.
I
Just
Yeah.
know how to put. I know how to put a contact lens in. I just don't like it. Besides, glasses look better on me anyways. They make me look good.
Okay. And yeah, just for the hell of it, I'll post it in the general of this server as well.
Ba, 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 ba.
Alright then, so before we get started, we should probably explain our lack of a member right now.
Yes.
I mean, I myself don't know the exact reason other than work.
Well,
It's
about it.
mainly.
But that's all that we need to explain then. The simple fact that Jack Dickman.
Ditman.
Oh my! Oh, damn.
I'm sorry, I'm tired. I slept for an hour last night.
Maybe you should sleep longer than an hour.
Well, I couldn't sleep because if I fell back asleep, I wouldn't have woke up in time to start the game. Anyways, Jack Dittman is not going to be joining us for tonight due to prior arrangements. So I will be taking the role as Olek for the sake of fighting. If anything else comes up, we will have to play it by ear.
And if Z's net decides to crash, I've been given access to the sheet, and I've ran a fighter before, so mechanically wise, I can run Olek.
Even though there are several details about his character that you need to know because he's very specific in how he fights.
Yes.
I know that use hand axes only is one of the things.
Alright then.
Alrighty. So, last we left our adventuring party. They had finished going to the shops they needed to procure different items at. Oleg purchased Annabelle a scimitar that splits into two swords, and the party proceeded to finish up everything that they needed to do within the township, and then proceeded to make their way outside of the gate. On the way, there were everyone was talking with each other, and while this was going on, Narcissa was controlling Eloise and looking through her sight just to kind of scout a ways ahead. Eloise had noticed that there was a large amount of webbing on the trees further in front of the party, and as she was making her way back, she was stuck with webbing and fell down to the ground. After the party made their way up to Eloise, they were accosted by three giant spiders, of which were quickly dispatched by a very tiny owl, and then, if memory serves me correct, a very angry dwarf with an axe.
And tiefling.
Yes.
Exploited one.
So, now we return to our party, having defeated their enemies and searching through the spiders.
Yes, and I believe we had the revelation last week that these are obviously the product of someone's tinkering, considering these have had portion of their bodies surgically removed.
Yeah, they didn't have any venom glands, didn't they?
Correct. So, what would you like to do?
think at the moment, Narcissa will kind of look around and, I mean, what else can we do with these bodies? We can maybe get some food, and she makes air quotes. Or we could probably just start setting up a camp.
What time of day is it, by the way?
At this point in time, it's getting to around, if memory serves me correct, it's getting later in the day because your trip from the empty trough to meet with Toril, your shopping, and then you're leaving, and then this portion of the journey have all been the same day. So it's getting pretty close to nighttime. Not quite there yet, but it's fairly close. I'd say you have like about hour and a half left of daylight.
Well, in that case, it's just we set up camp, I guess. We only have like an hour left of daylight. It's not much travel time, honestly.
That sounds like a plan.
Oh, is Small's volume better, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot the fact that I actually made Small's server volume lower.
Oh, well, that would be why she probably sounds quieter.
Oh, my bad.
It's
Okay.
fine, you were just screaming while I had a headache and you were talking about Skyrim before, and I forgot to fix it.
It's okay.
Is the party wanting to make camp somewhere around here?
Yeah. With my future wife.
So, for the sake of this, I will ask where on the map, please ping where you would like to set up your camp.
I'd say best be like over here, maybe, or like in this tree set.
I kind of like where Narcissa.
Of course
like-
you would. Of course you would like where she picked.
Over here.
She's my wife. Sorry, I seem to be having a terrible coughing fit today.
Yes, seems you have.
Guys, apparently, Knight, Small, and Z are difficult to hear.
I'm difficult to hear, question mark.
What?
Well, I've got...
My input setting is all the way up, so... I mean, I can talk louder, if that helps, but...
I've got volume settings on my end turned all the way up to max, and I have everybody's... I have everybody's server volume set to 200%.
Well, as far as I know, I'm also at maximum.
Apparently, it might be just part of Twitch. Lovely.
How wonderful. I will try to talk louder, though. Thankfully, my mom is not home, so I can be a little extra louder without bothering people.
I will do my best to speak louder as well. And I will move my face as inhumanly close to the microphone as well.
Don't do that.
Without blocking my face.
Yeah. Well, Armored said he can just turn up his volume on his end, and that might be... There's
Also,
a...
doesn't OBS do that weird thing where slightly mutes us anyways?
Yeah, I don't understand why OBS does that. Well, better for this to happen at the start of the session where it can be fixed than...
In the middle of combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, sorry about the technical difficulties, folks. We're trying to get it sorted out as best we can. Hopefully we can do some quick voice test after people adjust settings. And maybe drop in and out of the voice chat so your settings will actually properly update.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
So, small and night, and I'll do it in a second. Drop your volume down and then bump it back up. And then
Alright.
refresh your connection to the voice chat. That might fix it.
Okay, any better? Anything?
I'm trying to watch
I
the...
think we're having to wait for the people to respond.
It's just armored right now.
Hello, I have jumped back in. Am I better?
Well, OBS certainly says it's picking you up, so...
That's good.
OBS, function, damn you.
Please. I beg of you.
I mean, I can make myself a lot louder if I need to, but I'm trying to avoid doing that since I've been very loud the last few streams.
Okay, well, let's just work with what we've got going, and... if it's quiet, then I apologize. I'll try to figure this out for later, like play with OBS or something, see how I can get it to pick up better, but I'll do that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so where are we establishing camp?
Often like this kind of a trees is what I suggested. Or maybe we go down that like little slope it looks like.
You
Over
mean
there.
You mean up the slope?
Yeah, that's a raised platform.
Well, if we're going over it this way, wouldn't we be going down? Go like here.
I think that whole thing is a raised platform.
No, you guys are making your way this direction. That's the direction you're currently going in. So you guys came from back on this end. So
We are
you're looking
currently
at
in a very tiny valley.
yeah.
Alright. I have to jump out and jump back into the Roll20 thing because it's not letting me scroll over on the map.
I would suggest we make, if we want to do anything, we should probably actually set up camp on one of these little raised platforms to help for the sake of visibility.
Mhm.
Maybe over where this tree stump is, just so we have a good point to reference where the camp is set.
Sure.
Works for me.
Works for me.
Alrighty. So over in this area with the tree stump.
Yes.
Alrighty. So you all begin to make your way up the small incline. Actually, you easily enough just walk back around and then make your way back up. Yes, the bird is on the perch. The bird is on the perch. Wonderful.
I mean, be careful, hon. That's where I'm about to put some fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Slops down.
I also have something personal to ask of Annabelle before night hits. The next day rolls around. Because Annabelle still has advantage on intelligence rolls.
Oh, that's actually a thing I need to ask tonight. Is that going to carry into tomorrow, or will this rest in
This rest is gonna end it.
All right then.
Because
Right.
otherwise, I'm gonna have to be like, okay, at exactly this time tomorrow, you will not have. No, it's at the end of the day.
Fair enough. All right, so I'm going to take a small pink gemstone, put it on top of that stump, and say ignite.
As soon as you say the words ignite, leave your mouth. Flame begins to just kind of billow out from the top of the tree stump. Not a huge flame, but a sizable one. A very decent sized flame.
Well, alrighty then. It actually works. Now I just have to hope that it isn't gone when it's actually time to leave.
We could set up a perimeter around the camp.
Alright, so Annabelle's just gonna make sure that's all nice and set up and then get her bedroll set up.
Narcissus is gonna set up a little perimeter of like sticks around the camp. So like if somebody is just gonna like at least try to hide them a little bit. So if somebody tries to go into the camp like area, and if they step on a stick, it can wake them up.
So kind of a makeshift alarm.
Yeah, sort of. But she's also gonna set Eloise up in a tree to tell her that, you know, I know that you just been through a very traumatic experience, but I need you to at least stay up here. And if somebody bad comes into the camp, or somebody that we don't know comes into the camp, I need you to wake me up right away. And you give her a little script. And that is something I can do, because as a bonus action, Eloise can wake me up out of sleep.
Alright. So.
Try to roll survival.
Yeah, roll a survival check for me.
8.
You do all right with it. Some of the sticks are the ones that you are able to find that have fallen to the ground. You're not 100% sure whether or not they'll make enough of an audible sound. However, you have made a sizable area.
All right.
You have made a sizable area in order to just kind of keep you guys protected with the trigger line that you have. Alright. So.
Alright then. And then I do believe we have to establish some watches.
Correct.
For an out-of-character perspective, I know Oleg would take the pre-dawn watch.
So, let's see here. I'm gonna write these down. That way I know what the watch order is.
So basically, Oleg would go last.
Oh, don't mind me pinging.
Pretty much.
So, who wants to be first?
I'll be first.
Wouldn't it make more sense to have the one character who doesn't have dark vision take first watch when there's still some light?
Annabelle just slowly sinking her head down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, we will have Annabelle first.
I
No,
might potentially fix that in the future, don't you worry.
And then, who wants the next watch?
Narcissa. Because Narcissa will take the watch where she can at least get some moonlight.
Okay, who wants the middle shift?
Torgrim.
Aha, finally got it, sir.
And then last shift will be Oleg. Because everyone's going to be in a 2-hour block for this, so that way only 4 of you have to be on watch. But you guys can rotate it throughout. So, like, at this point, Mickey's not taking the watch. However, she can take someone else's spot come next time.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so everyone begins to fall asleep on their bedrolls, and Annabelle, you are left alone watching the fire, unless anyone had anything else they wanted to do before.
Before Torgrim goes to sleep, since Annabelle has the first watch, he's gonna make his way over to Annabelle, and he's gonna ask Annabelle some questions, before the night ends. Annabelle! Oh god, that voice. I need to get back in my Torgrim voice.
It's Annabelle, but okay, what you need?
I was wondering if you had any information on these gems that I have on me. He reaches into his bag, he pulls out the two very identical black gems, small, and he reaches his hand out to her so she can examine them.
Would he stop her if she actually goes to take them?
No.
Alright, then she'll pick them up. Would this be an Arcana or an Investigation check, or
what's an Arcana check?
Alright then, I would have advantage on that right now, correct?
Correct. Okay. So, what these are, you know what they are. They're something that you've seen occasionally. They are gems of memory. So, say for instance, someone wants to commit a certain thought to be, wants to hold on to that for a while or for as long as they need to. They have one of these gems, and then they focus on it. And then that thought gets embedded into it. You still have it in your head, but you can also take a hold of it and try and access it to regain that memory, if, for instance, someone loses it. So essentially memory crystals is what Torgrim has.
So it's like a modified memory spell that's been condensed down into a crystal.
Kinda, yeah.
In just the most basic terms of you store a new memory in something.
Yes, this has to be a memory of something that's happened within the last 24 hours. And then you can store that memory inside of this.
It's
Gotcha.
almost like the pensive from Harry Potter.
Would I be aware if the identify spell would reveal more as to what this memory is?
I would say no. Because usually for these type of things, they have to be used. Are you trying to figure out exactly what the memory is, or are you just trying to get a hint at any knowledge that might come with it?
Well, right now, Annabelle's not entirely sure if Torgrim's just asking her what these items are, or if he's specifically asking her what's in them.
He's asking what they are, because he has no clue.
Oh, well, you don't particularly see use of these too much here lately. It's about storing information of sorts. I've seen scribes use these to send records along much faster than written paper can be sent. But, the memory gems. You have something happen within the last 24 hours, you use a spell, focus on a gemstone, and it stores that memory for you. The exact extent of how much they can store is usually a bit more up to the person making them, but it's about what they do. Where'd you get them?
Long story. I got him from a weird guy who appeared up at the smithy at my home place a long time ago. Back when I was in my 50s. I'm 147 now.
That's actually from across the way.
I only had one, but when I was in Steel Harbor, when I woke up in the morning at the inn, it seems to have duplicated.
Well, that's not a weird and slightly concerning. You should probably be very careful about that.
I mean...
That's weird and concerning.
I mean, that's kind of what I asked. I wanted to know more about these gems.
I mean, they aren't inherently harmful, but I find it concerning that someone snuck into your room in the night and put another one in there.
I personally, I don't know if someone did sneak into my room, but it may be possible.
I mean, it's hard to put something down unless you teleport something in. That seems like a lot of hassle to go through to put a rock on a counter.
Well, it wasn't in my counter. It was in my bag.
Well, especially then.
But what gets me is they're exactly the same, identical, like twins.
Annabelle, as you look at them, that is right. They look exactly the same. Usually, they are cut from a certain type of stone, and it's usually shown that they have been physically cut out. These ones look just exactly identical, as if one person just drew it onto a piece of paper and copied it.
Torgrim, would you mind if I kept these for a little bit longer into my watch? I might be able to figure out a bit more if I study them a bit.
Sure, just give them back when you're done.
Oh, not a problem, hon. I don't feel like taking anything from you folks yet.
Yet.
You never know how things are gonna go, so... I
And
ain't gonna
you're
lie.
letting this person be the first one on watch.
Yeah, just Narcissus like packing some of her stuff close to her like sleeping bag.
Before Miki goes to sleep, she would like to check her ticket.
Okay. Your contract?
No, the ticket.
Oh, her ticket. What are you looking for specifically? You can type it to me if you don't want to say it out loud. We'll say that.
What Narcissus is doing before she goes to bed is that she's going to start to draw Thorgrim with her new ink.
Aww. What
And
color?
especially a little. Yep. I mean, it's just starting off as like a just general sketch and like pencil.
My heart.
And she's doing it in a very separate book that looks like very dedicated. She's like, okay, this is just I can do like almost essentially a sketchbook.
Aww.
Oh, by the way, DM, while this is all happening and they're still winding down before my watch actually starts, I am going to focus on ritual casting Identify on one of the stones,
Okay.
just to see if that does reveal anything else.
Okay. I will inform you in just a moment. Let's see here. Sorry. Sending something.
Oh. Sorry, looking at the map and I saw where I got wrong because seeing it from a distance, it looks like it slopes down.
Oh yeah, I've
So
had that issue
something up.
before. Alrighty. So. let's see
Okay.
here.
I'm writing that down. After she checks it, she's just going to put it back away. She's not ready to ask anybody about it yet.
Okay. Alrighty. So, at this point in time, since the watch has started, Annabelle, I will say, I'll ask for a perception check while your watch has begun, and then after you do that, I'll explain what you've gathered from it.
Thorgrim's
I've
gonna
only
go
got
back
a +2.
to his original spot to go sleep.
You're not gonna sleep near your friend?
But at least it was a 15.
He wants to sleep.
You can be the little spoon.
You two are dirty birdies.
I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping.
Torgrim just wants to sleep, alright? He's got a shift. He's got to pick up as a watch. He wants to get as much sleep in as possible. He don't give a fuck if he needs to be cuddled.
Annabelle. So, as you're beginning to cast ritual cast,
right.
As you begin to start casting, as you have begun the the ritual casting of identify. You do kind of every now and then take just a brief moment to just kind of gauge your surroundings. Fire's going still. There's really nothing. Just quiet in the woods. After a little bit, you do successfully ritual cast identify. And these are for sure crystals that have essentially the spell modify memory casted on them. However, these crystals are a little bit different. The ones that you remember seeing are usually a shade of blue. These ones are completely black. Those are completely black stone. So, and from what you understand, depending on the certain types of stone that you use for these, they have different properties. You're not sure exactly what the black stone has in terms of property for it, but you get the sense that you hear a little bit in your head as you cast identify. You just hear the clanging of hammer on metal, possibly a forge or something. So these memories potentially have something to do with forging. That's all you can really do of them.
Alright then. And either through the identify spell or just her previous knowledge of such things, would she know how you're supposed to actually view these memories?
The different stones have different methods. Blue stones, you usually just hold on to them. If they are red stone, you have to actually ingest those ones. So it depends. You're not exactly sure what black stone is what's supposed to be done with black stone. The ones mainly that you've seen around the school have been blue.
And she's got a good sense that there's not really anything around them, at least this early in the night, right?
Yeah, no, there's nothing. It's just quiet.
Alright then. Just as a test, because strange magic and not knowing, typically it involves certain processes, so she's going to try to see if she can activate this by using one of her daggers to make a little cut on her hand and pressing the stone against it.
You do this. You take the dagger. You make it a small cut across your hand, and you press it on there. Nothing happens. Your hand's a little sore now, but nothing happens.
Yeah, I'll sleep it off. Probably something I'll have to ask Jeff about when we get there. He might have a bit more knowledge about this sort of thing. So yeah, after doing that little test, she'll just set them away for the moment and finish her watch. See if anything else happens.
The rest of your watch goes unabated. Nothing. Just quiet. The only thing you can really hear is the fire roaring.
Alright then, and then I'll wake up second watch.
I think it's me.
Yeah,
Correct.
do you not, Cecil?
Yeah.
Narcissa, you wake up.
Yeah. Rub my eyes a little bit. Put away the dagger that I had next to me, because, oh, actually, I'm around people. I can't do that. um. Thank you, Annabelle. We'll see you in the morning. Or Annabelle, sorry.
Yeah, Annabelle, it's alright. Everyone gets it wrong.
You get some sleep.
Will do. Be safe.
I'm gonna make sure to grab out that spider mandible that I got last time. That I harvested.
Alrighty.
Harvested.
Harvest.
I know. And find at least a portion of our camp where it's in moonlight and kind of sitting there with the mandible. I'm gonna do something that's gonna be just a part of my watch, but I figured you'd have me roll the perception check first.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
21.
21. As you're sitting there, being warmed by the fire under the moonlight, nothing much is going on. Few wing beats of some bats. But you do hear something. You hear what sounds like dragging, but it's pretty far away. It's like if someone was like trying to drag a giant sack of potatoes, but they're very small. It's kind of just like scraping across the ground because of the weight. But the sound itself is moving away from you.
During my watch, I'm going to put the mandible in front of me and kind of turn my head up to the sky and go, I don't know how this is exactly supposed to work between us, but I figured you want something of an offering.
Do you say this aloud?
She's saying it quietly.
Okay.
Not like her normal talking voice, but it's just still quiet enough that it can be heard.
As you say that, I'll have you just go ahead and make a religion check real quick.
Alright. Where's my religion? Oh, well, I click on religion, it takes me to bio.
Roll 20, please.
Okay. Religion. 17.
You know that an offering of something that you've killed is well liked. In terms of trying to offer it, you remember the being telling you that if you give it to Eloise, it will come to them. So as you finish saying that, Eloise flies over and kind of lands on your horn.
I wish you'd stop doing that. You know what it's like to have horns too. You know how annoying it is. Could you do me a favor?
Kind of tilts her head, looking at you.
I point to the mandible. Could you take that to her? Tell her I have questions. I don't know what she wants me to do, so I figured an offering's at least a good way to start all of this.
As you say that, Eloise kind of tilts her head, looks at it, kind of flaps her wings up, does a little bit of a circle around the camp, comes back, picks it with her talons, and grabs it from your hand, and then flies into the fire. And then the fire begins to change, begins to shift. The warm reds and orange of the crackling flame begin to change to a dark bluish purple, and then being steps out of the flame in front of you.
I'll take a knee and a respectful bow.
She kind of looks at you, has a little smile on her face, and kind of takes two of her fingers and kind of like motions to stand up.
I will stand up.
You have questions.
Yes.
And what might they be?
What am I doing so far away from the plateau? If you know what my job is.
Your job is very complicated. It's not an easy one. Not something so doable in terms of pulling off. The target you have has power, and in terms of getting revenge on someone with power, you need someone to help you. Now, if it were as simple as me just going in there and gutting him, and bring him to you for you to desecrate the body as you wish, I would have done that already. But it's not. I can't hurt anyone in this. She kind of just like does a weird gesture with her hands, kind of like encompassing, like making a weird circle. This realm of yours, I can't do as much as I used to. It pains me to say it. But I can guide you. I can give you nudges in the right direction. I can put some people in your path. I can give them whispers, leave notes. I can give subtle hints that will lead you to your quarry.
I assume that's what the purple skin tiefling was for.
Yes, he was one of them. I have an associate that owes me a great deal. And when that tiefling came bearing what he had, it seems they found a kindred spirit in each other. So I thought I would give that one another chance. Got him out of the ground, gave him a little bit more time to go on. I still am going to collect my dues. Of course I have to, but, you know, a little bit of an extension is always okay to give.
I have one other question before you have to go.
Yes.
Is it even possible for me to try to find my mother at this point?
She kind of walks over to you. She kind of cups her face in her hands. It's always possible. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to put on the line. And then the next moment you blink, she's gone. And Eloise is just kind of sitting in front of you.
Scoop up my bird and I pet her.
She kind of just kind of nuzzles her head against you.
Nurse is gonna wipe a tear from her face as she takes the rest of her watch.
The rest of your watch goes uninterrupted. Still very quiet at this time of night.
Is it Torgrim that's next?
Yeah.
Correct.
Gotta walk over and kind of nudge him with my foot. Torgrim!
Targum grumbles because he's a sleepy boy. He's also a grumpy boy, but you know, he eventually wakes up with enough nudges.
She's about ready to like kick him. It's like, oh, okay, get up.
He like kind of squints at Narcissa, just like, oh fuck, I do have a watch shift, don't I?
You do, and I need sleep, so you get yourself up. And Eloise will be up if you want company. as I'll put my bird back up in the tree.
Alrighty. So, Eloise hops back onto the branch. You just as you're going to sleep, as you're going to sleep, you just hear in the distance.
I just love that that's Eloise's sound.
It's adorable. Alright, so Torgrim sits up and, takes his watch.
Alrighty, I will have you roll a perception check for me, please, Torgrim.
Alright. Give me a second. Perception. Oh, that's done. 15.
15. Okay. Torgrim, fire's nice and warm. As you're looking around, the clouds kind of begin to just cover the moon ever so slightly. Off to your left, you hear movement, not like aggressive, like running or anything, but just like sounds like probably a deer or something just walking through.
Alright. Suspicion, but okay.
Do you choose to do anything?
Nah. Gonna
Okay.
chill.
A deer walks up to your camp. They're just kind of looking at you.
I mean, it's just a deer, and I don't see any reason to do anything.
It flicks its tongue out and kind of sticks its tongue, like just kind of like hits the top of its nose and then goes back into its mouth. It just kind of looks at you a little bit longer.
Parker
Looks
looks back at the deer and just kind of makes a shooing motion, like, get out of here! Shoo!
It keeps looking at you, tilts its head again, kind of walks a little bit closer to camp. It's probably about like 20 feet from you.
Parker doesn't like how close his deer is getting and, grabs the handle of his great axe. Besides, if it does get too close, it's a free meal anyways.
Gets to walk closer. It's about 10 feet from you now.
I don't like how close it's getting. I'm suspicious. That doesn't. I don't want to hurt the deer, but I don't want to make a commotion.
It's now about 5 feet in front of you.
Fuck it, let's swing it.
Just staring at you. It's not even doing it, it's just looking at you.
I don't. Can I like scare it away, please? I don't want to hurt it. Can I give him a little spook?
You can try. You just said kind of like to go away and shoo before, correct?
For what?
You just said like go away, shoo before, right?
Yeah. Now it's like he's getting a little louder, but he doesn't want to wake anybody up. He's gotta get this deer away. I'm like, oh, deer, go away. Shoo, please.
How would you like to try and scare this deer away?
I want to make my. Can I roll an intimidation check? To like intimidate the deer away? Be spooky?
Yeah. Okay, here's the question. How do you want to try and be spooky without making any noise? Or are you okay with making noise?
I'm okay with making some noise. I don't want to wake anybody else up. I'm pretty sleeping.
Okay.
Because
So
if
I
this
would say,
deer doesn't, if this deer doesn't shoo, it's gonna become a meal.
okay, I would like you to roll an intimidation check if you're trying to get to scare off this deer.
10.
All right, what do you do to try and scare this thing away? I would like you to
Um,
describe.
how do I fucking intimidate a deer? um,
From an
I don't-
out of
I don't-
character
I don't-
perspective, generally doing any sudden movements.
yeah, I was gonna say, can I like rush forward at the deer?
You want to rush
Just like
forward?
a little bit? Yeah, I'm not gonna swing my axe or anything. Just rush forward for quick movement.
Okay. You kind of get up in preparation for looking, just kind of lunging to try and scare this thing a bit, and you move forward a few feet, and then you run through it. Actually,
Oh,
and you look around. It's not there anymore.
oh, sweet devil.
And you just
Uh,
you hear something ever so slightly.
um,
You come into my forest and you kill my friends, and now you're burning a tree, or what's left of a tree. Might I ask who you are and what you're doing here?
where's the sound coming from?
It sounds like it's coming from in one of the trees around you.
Oh, okay. Well, Torgrim doesn't want to get in trouble with whatever this is, so my name's Torgrim, and honestly, we're just passing by. We just decided to set up camp for the night here. It wasn't my choice to burn the stump. I'm just on watch.
Well, Torgrim. Passing through is completely fine. However, I'm still a little miffed that you did kill my compatriots.
Your spiders?
Yes, my spiders. And then you kind of look around and you notice that there's a figure sitting in the tree and a familiar bird is sitting on its shoulder. And it's kind of sitting on a branch, kind of kicking its legs back and forth.
Can I like? Can I get like a I want to be able to like look at them to be able to identify them. Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead and just roll. And what are you trying to immediately learn about them? You're just trying to identify what they are, or are you trying to learn who exactly they are?
I'm trying to look at who exactly they are.
Roll an investigation check for specific. 16?
16.
Okay. The way this person's dressed, they're dressed in hide clothing. So a lot of furs, a lot of bits of leather that have been kind of strapped about. They look like they've been out in the wilderness for quite some time. They haven't really gone into a town, you imagine. They hold no weapons on their person. And it looks like they appear almost to be elven of some sort. You're not exactly sure. You're used to elves being kind of fair-skinned with a little bit more pointed ears and taller. However, this one's very strange. Their skin's almost blue. Their eyes look different. Their eyes appear to be a yellowish color, and their ears look kind of just like a normal person's ears. No prominent point to them, but just like the way the facial features are, the lack of like a beard or anything like that, and the longer hair, you feel like this is elven somewhat.
Okay. I apologize for this later. It was either me or him, and I chose them.
Yes, I noticed. I've dragged their corpses away. Did quite a number on them, especially taking from their bodies.
mean, we all kind of did that,
Yes,
or at
I
least
know.
tried.
The
May I
birds.
ask who you are?
And it kind of looks up. You know, I don't really have a name. At least not that I remember. Just kind of messing around with his fingers, almost like with a fidgeting motion. I guess you can call me the Wood Warden. That's about the only name I could think of. Sounds neat.
Torgrim just kind of nods. What are you doing bothering me at this hour?
I wanted to size up the people who killed my friends, because now I am 3 spiders down. And there are things in these woods that are not a fan of people.
And I bring up again, we are just passing through.
And I would recommend this.
We just happen to set up camp here for the night.
I would recommend that once day does come, you do make your exit out of these woods fairly quickly. There is something coming, and it will be in this area soon. I can't stop it, even with the spiders and other creatures at my command. So unless you want to be at dinner, it would be wise to vacate come daybreak. As soon as you get to the closest town... Speaking of which, what's the closest town here? I have no idea where the fuck I am.
I believe Steel Harbor.
You see this being kind of shudder at that. Of course. Anywho, once you get to that town, find its leader. I don't know what the fish people call their leader. Just find their leader. Tell them the burrower is coming. They'll know what I'm talking about. They'll deal with whatever they can. But
Understood.
yes, wonderful. Anywho, let's see now. Where do I need to go next? And he kind of looks around. More travelers to the east. Very well. Well, Torgrim, I bid you and your compatriots a farewell.
He gives the weird guy a curt nod.
And if you do happen to come through here and there are any more creatures like that, the spiders in particular, if you tell them the word heal, they'll just leave you alone. They won't attack you.
Understood. Thank you.
Not a problem. And then as you you're intently looking at this person, you see them just kind of fade into the tree, like into the main trunk of the tree, and then they are just gone.
Torgrim now kind of believes he's been hallucinating a little. But you know what? He's gathered some useful information out of it, so... That was a wild ride.
Alrighty. The rest of your watch goes uninterfered with. Then we have Oleg. However, I see that a Mr. Jack is in our Discord call, so I don't know if this means...
I think he's just sitting in.
Okay. So, we will continue on having Z as Oleg for now. So, Oleg, if you would like to roll a perception check, please. Alright, 18. Okay. Since the fire is made of essentially a magical crystal. It's not dwindling in any way, shape, or form. You see, staring intently at the fire, just kind of thinking back, contemplating. No noise, no visitors in the night. The watch goes fairly quickly and uninterrupted as the light of the sun begins to creep up past the hills. The fire starts to dim slightly, and with the sun making its full appearance, the fire goes out.
That's
So.
neat.
Right.
Alright, well, since Torgrim kind of had that meeting with that being, he gets up when sun rises because what the hell? He knows they kind of gotta leave.
Your sister rises with the sun. That's what she technically does anyway. So
So Torgrim is gonna like nudge everyone awake, make sure they all get up.
Alrighty. So, the sun is up. The day is yours.
is my bird still in the tree?
Eloise is still sitting in the tree.
I call her down and I tell her sit on my shoulder.
She kind of circles around your head a few times, then just sits on your shoulder.
Alright, well, first of all, Torgrim was gonna tell everybody else about this weird being that decided to, like, come in the middle of the night during his watch shift. Guys, we might want to leave very quickly now. We were,
That must have been the sounds I heard.
yeah, this being came to me in the middle of the night, and, no, I didn't get any good news from him. We should leave immediately.
All right, let's get going.
What did
What
they
sort
say?
of being?
He was elven-like, I'd say, but he didn't look like no elf I knew. His skin was blue, eyes were yellow, he had a bird on him, and he called himself the Wood Warden. He didn't like that we killed the spiders and, kind of looted their bodies. And he said something was coming our way, and that we should move by daybreak.
All right, so let's round ourselves up, get ourselves
When-
sealed, and start moving.
Once we do get to Steel Harbor as well, we should go to the leader of the Tritons and tell them that the Bororo is coming. Also, I got a safe word for the spiders so they don't attack us, so let's try not to kill any more spiders. I'd rather not get hurt.
Well, having a safe word's always good practice.
Yeah, the safe word is...
This is giggling to herself.
The Wood Warden kindly said to us, if we just say heal at the spiders, they won't attack us. So, there you go.
Oh, so they were somebody's pet.
But they still attacked us, little Lynn. Don't worry about it. We couldn't have
We had-
known at the time.
We had no knowledge, and as I told him, it was them or us, and we chose them. Simply the
Annabelle's just
circle
gonna
of life.
pat Mickey's head. Just like, it's alright.
Also, Annabelle, my gemstones.
Oh yeah, about them. So I spent a little bit of time looking into them. Definitely what I told you last night about what they are, but got a bit of an issue.
And that is,
Well, how I was telling you last night how they usually make those out of different types of gemstones and that can have various effects on them.
mm-hmm.
Well, that usually has a particular effect on how you activate them as well. Like how you look inside of them to see the memories.
Yeah.
I know how a couple of different types of gemstones work. These black ones, however, I don't know. And I tried a few things, even used a bit of magic to try to look into them. I'm not sure how they activate.
Ah.
Are we
Well,
walking during this? Just so like
I imagine we're like cleaning up camp.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
imagine this is the cleaning up camp, getting the gemstone, and then getting ready to leave portion.
okay.
Well, thank you for your efforts. I appreciate this knowledge. Finally know what these damn things are.
Yeah, whenever we get back to Steel Harbor, I can introduce you to someone who might know a bit more about those. Or at least could probably tell you how that specific material is meant to affect them.
That would be lovely.
Not a problem, huh?
Okay, Knight.
Yes.
Can I have, given what Tolgrim told us that the, out of character, I think that was a druid, but I don't know if Mickey would know that in character based on the description.
The being of the forest,
Yeah,
the woodman.
but, the thing that we're supposed to tell Steel Harbor that is on its way, could I have Mickey do a history check to see if she's ever heard of that?
I would say yes.
Okay.
I was also curious about the same thing for Annabelle.
Nat
Yeah,
20.
yeah, same.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Looks like we don't need it all.
I'm more curious about the warden of the forest than the creature, but yeah.
She's the daughter of Lorekeeper, so I guess it makes sense. And she's training to be a Lorekeeper herself, so...
He has got the lore, the mighty lore.
So, contemplating in your head whether or not you've heard of this before, you remember a story that you had to write up actually only about a year or so before you left the monastery.
Okay.
There is a large creature. No one's actually actively seen it, what it actually looks like. There's a large creature that lives beneath the earth and essentially is using the tunnels that find themselves being known as the Underdark in this area. It uses those tunnels to get around. There have been tales that it swallows cities. There have been tales that it goes underneath the town that it wants to consume. And it somehow manages to pick everyone off. It never reaches the surface, but somehow is able to pull people down underneath the stone, the earth, and consumes them. And the longer this thing lives, the longer it can feed. And the longer it can feed, the more it grows. It's said that it has been able to make an entire canyon appear overnight.
Okay, just like as the realization is hitting me, like if color could drain from an owl's face, that is what's happening.
You okay there? You okay there?
Oh, it's the thing that Tolgrim was told that we need to tell Stillharp. It is very much not good.
The borrower.
This thing needs cities.
Well, I guess it gives us more of a reason to get our asses moving.
Yes, let's go. And Narcissus like kind of not so gently shoving you all towards the road. Let's go, let's go.
Alrighty. So, the party just finished the party has finished tearing down their camp and now begins to make their way back onto the road. What's the marching order for our trot down the road here? Trot down the path.
Narcissus is just gonna still stick with Torgrim.
Yeah.
Hand always kind of near his shoulder.
Probably move in front of Narcissa.
Okay.
Will you please
Well,
stand still, you fuck?
No, I'm trying to move it up, and then roll 20's like moving the map down.
Okay.
I'm like,
so,
ah.
so we have. Okay, so I'd like to. So what's gonna be marching order here then?
I think Olaf might take front.
Yeah, like he always wants to. Meh. Oh, I protect you guys. Meh. I'm Oleg. Meh.
Small, come on.
dare you.
You know I'm only teasing because Jack is in here. He's not said a damn thing.
He may just be in a situation where he can't talk.
Fair enough, but I'm gonna tease him anyways. Cause it's fun.
You will have the wrath of an Aussie coming down on you later.
Good.
Annabelle, where would you like to be?
Like last time, she's gonna be heading up the back.
Okay, so actually, Oleg is going to take the middle.
Well, Torgrim, that means you're in front.
Oh fuck.
Well, I mean, we're side by side, so.
Yeah, but aren't you gonna send Eloise out to like
Yeah.
go look? Yeah, so you're kind of blind.
Due to notes, Oleg would actually be taking front position in marching order.
Okay.
That was just part of the notes I was given.
And I'll give everyone a play-by-play if I see anything for Eloise as we're walking.
Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm currently writing down the marching order.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Okay. So, I will need Oleg to roll a perception check. I will need Eloise to roll a perception check, and then one more person can choose to roll a perception check for the first one.
That is 13 then, for Eloise.
Oleg got a 20.
Does anybody else want to roll a perception?
I can do it.
But Eloise is only going to be set like 50 feet ahead, not like 100.
Ah.
Oh no!
Okay.
To be fair, she's a little agitated and jumpy from that realization about the burrower.
Oh. Can
Okay.
like Torgrim give her some comforting like little pats? Try anything to comfort her.
She just jumpy bird right now is all it is.
Aww.
Narcissa, through Eloise, you're not really seeing anything. Oleg doesn't see anything either. He's, if anything, it's just the occasional bit of wildlife. Mickey, everything around you is scary. That squirrel is scary. That squirrel is scary. That rabbit is scary. Oh my god, that little bluebird might be the burrower in a different form trying to kill you. You, as you're walking, you get spooked to the point where you get so scared by a small little field mouse, you just kind of like jump and grab onto like midway of a tree trunk and just kind of sit there.
Torgrim kind of looks back at Miki and extends his hand out to her like, "You're fine. Nothing's gonna hurt you out here. Come on."
I guess she climbed down and just like walk as close to the group as possible.
Alrighty. And as you begin to keep walking, you begin to start cresting the top of a hill. We're out of the burning forest now. We're no longer within its woods. And down the road a bit, you can see the little bit of a smoke chimney. And Torgrim, you recognize that smoke chimney.
Oh boy!
It's Steelheart. And that is where we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Alright.
Yay!
I need to grab something to drink anyways.
Because I need to grab something to drink. I'm going to refill my tea, and Jack is going to be able to hop in here in like 5 or so minutes.
Yay!
Yay!
Also-
I'm gonna give a short, sharp whistle to have Eloise come back when we see Steel Harbor.
Okay.
Which, oh boy, after the good show that Mickey did yesterday, I bet Alex is thinking, oh god, she's even more of a child now with the poor owl is jumpy and scared. But, oh well.
I didn't get a chance to say it because I didn't want to interrupt anyone, but Annabelle was looking at her map again as they were walking.
Okay, well, we can take care of that when we come back from break, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have your roll for that when we come back. 5-minute break, everyone.
Yay, a bio break. See y'all in 5 or 10.
Everyone's gonna take a break. Gonna go pee or get a drink. That will then later be made into pee.
Don't be weird.
Did someone just try to say don't be weird?
I did.
That's
My-
not possible. It's the simple fact of life. In life, you can either be you or you cannot be weird. There is no middle option.
You know that they have new drinks at Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm so excited. They have like cappuccinos and stuff like that now, and I'm really excited. Because I'm gonna be going out tomorrow with my mom to have some fun.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Seems like everybody's heading out tomorrow. I got a couple friends heading to the movies tomorrow. I'm heading out to go on a, I guess you could call it like a date, but like not.
Friend date. It's a friend
Yeah.
date.
Yeah. Tomorrow,
I'm
and,
going
like-
out to work.
Oh.
Hello, I would like to offer you guys pictures of my dogs. Not on stream, but like in chat.
Well, you shouldn't have said it on stream then, because now they're desperate for the poopers.
Yeah,
You're
now everyone
right.
wants to know.
Jack!
Hello?
I'm only available for like about an hour, unfortunately, because I'm on a break.
Oh.
Which is the reason I couldn't talk before, Lizard.
Hee 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 hee.
I heard what you said, woman.
Hee 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 hee. I know you did.
So, unfortunately, if we're going to make a roll or something like that, would you still be able to do that for me, Z, please?
Not a problem.
Thanks, mate.
It's what I'm here for.
Oh hi Mimi. One of my poopers is in my room now.
I can't wait to have the possible chance to use one of my actual spells.
Gordon. Good girl.
Doggo! Doggos!
Ah.
Yeah, they're outside my bedroom door.
That's a pretty thick pupper.
Oh yeah, she a big pupper.
Matched only by the littleness of the other pupper.
Oh, that other pupper is big in herself. She's the most muscular one in the house, and we got 3 dogs.
Look at the dopiness of that picture.
I know. My dogs are great.
I want to get your face and tell her that she's a good girl.
Oh, she knows she's a good girl. She's best girl.
She looks like if you scratched her, you'd just get a handful of skin, and then you could just, like, drag her by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of our dogs is like that, too.
I mean, she used to be a lot heavier before we took her in, because we have a fenced-in backyard, and we have a sliding back door, so we just slide the door open and let them out.
That's always good.
She looks like she gives good cuddles.
Oh my god, she is, but she sheds so much.
Like to the point where you can make another her.
Yeah, you can make another dog out of her.
I know that feeling. I have a husky.
Yeah, she's an Akita Rottweiler. Her name is Sandy. Here you go, guys.
Sandy.
A little bit of a glimpse into my dog.
Jack, I've just noticed something strange, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be this way.
Hmm.
Are you supposed to have 5 extra scimitars?
No, I shouldn't have 5. I shouldn't have any. I should have 2 named. I should have 2 named. I should have a total of 4 daggers and 2 hand axes.
Alright then, well, for some reason your character sheet has given itself 5 extra scimitars, each with its own individual attack.
Look,
I
I'm
will
really-
sort that out later because I had that fixed last session. But okay,
Yeah.
I'll fix that up when I get home.
Remember my two great axe
Yes, yeah.
It's back
Yeah,
again.
you've fucking infected me. It's like the Poker Us virus.
I love you too.
Well, I went ahead and just fixed it for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Hey, it might as well help. I have access to your character sheet while you don't.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, if I tried to do it on my phone, I'd probably screw something up.
Hello, what's going on? Hello.
Fixing
Yeah,
the fact
Oh,
that
no,
you
actually, no.
suddenly
When we get
spawn
back, I'll
5
actually
scimitars
do
at
something.
chest.
Also, Night, my dogs. I put pictures of them in chat. Do look when you can.
It's a pup. It's a pup.
Yeah. Indeed. My pups.
What did you want Oleg to do, by the way, Jack?
Oh no, I wanted to make a check when we get back into the game, just to see if he'd recognize Tolgren's description of the person.
Yeah, I wanted to do that as well.
And also, are you back, Danny? Oh, take that as a no.
Jack, are you on your way home or?
No,
He's on a break.
I'm on a break from work. I've got about 55 minutes or so. Till how about we just say like an hour and 10?
Hour and 10 minutes.
Thereabouts. Thereabouts, yeah.
What time's my appointment at? 11:50. Ugh, I have to wake up in the morning. God damn it.
Ew.
Oh god.
Look, I already can't deal with school waking me up in the morning. Like, I'm already glad I didn't take a first period. Like, oof. Waking up at 8:30, not my thing.
I get up at 5:30 in the morning most mornings.
Why?
Oh, at 4:30.
I
I
mean,
get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Why?
I usually wake up at like 4:30, but it's today and yesterday. Oh my fucking god! Today and tomorrow are my days off, so that's why I'm like, ew,
Ooh.
waking up early. Ugh.
You really like making yourself suffer, don't you?
I mean,
It's what
my
you do
job-
when you're in this life.
I'm an adult. I have to.
Well, that, and he works, in hospitality.
Yeah. Hey, restaurant
Well, that's-
buddies.
I'm back,
I mean,
I'm back.
fuck, who the hell would do that? Jesus.
Welcome back.
Oh, Danny,
Yeah.
Oleg would actually not look at Miki and think she was a child. He'd be like, yeah, this thing's fucking terrifying. It kills cities.
Okay.
For reasons all his own, but yeah, he would agree with Mickey. That thing's fucking terrifying.
Like, yes,
Okay.
let's walk, and not let's get stuck in the middle of this forest where it can eat us.
I like my monsters.
No, Jesus, fuck, really? Are you sure?
It's fun.
Which I imagine it might also remind her a little bit about the thing that she knows about from back home.
Yeah, you're getting some vibes of oh good,
It's like that!
but maybe
Right.
it's probably on par. What? What's up?
Can I ask a question? Did you base this thing off of those fucking sandworm things from Dark Souls 3?
No, I've never played any of the Dark Souls games actually.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
It's-
I'm getting
did you base
flashbacks
it
to one of the
off
most
the-
irritating sections.
Did you base it off of that one creature in Resident Evil 3 that like digs through the ground?
You're gonna have to jog my memory on that. It's been a while since I played any of the Resident Evil games.
It's called the Grave Digger, I believe.
to me, it sounds like
And
a mix
it's a
between a
boss.
graboid and a boule.
Not
It's
to the
just a
person
bullet with
suggesting
hands.
Conversation. But is everyone back?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to make use of the time that we have the jack.
Okay. So I believe someone said they wanted to do some sort of check right now.
Yes,
both Z and
Annabelle
I
and
think.
Oleg.
Well, Oleg wants to sort of think about whether or not he recognizes Torgren's description of the warden.
That would be a history check for those who wish to try and
And
recall what this would be.
Miki already did her history check. That's why she's fucking terrified.
You do a history check, too. Yeah, it's kind of still part of this guy's friend.
So, Annabelle, which one is which?
Annabelle don't know shit, and Oleg got an 8.
Okay.
Oleg got no fucking clue.
Oleg, you don't know.
It's
Narcissus.
me, but blue.
Annabelle, you have no idea.
I'm
You
still
think-
trying to wrap my head around these gemstones. I'm not even thinking about that.
Yeah,
right
no, you're
now.
thinking about like, what the fuck do I do with these stones? So, about another few hours of walking. It's probably around. So y'all would have waken up around 7 in the morning. So we're hitting at about noon now. You see the beginnings of the township of Steel Harbor.
We should probably find the mayor first, as Logan said.
Probably
We
be a
want
good
to
idea.
divide and conquer, or we just want to head straight in?
I mean, it might be a bit more easier if we head straight in. We'd look like an actual group. We'd look like we know what we're doing. But we should really appoint one person to talk, not have all of us one.
All right.
So who will be our talking person?
Olek's just standing there in his head going, shot not.
I got a +5 to persuasion.
Yeah, I guess.
Olek's standing there just going, I'm not very persuasive. Have you fucking seen me?
I have a 4 to persuasion, but I'm also very charismatic too.
I
What's
also have a +4 to persuasion.
Mickey is not very charismatic either.
Let's let the lovebirds do the talking.
Oh, birds.
Oh, that was
This
the
is
first one.
honestly confused.
Lovebirds.
That's
I just
just
made her
Olek standing there
yesterday.
taking a swig from a fucking water skin. Just
I just happen to know how to more than you guys.
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'll
I
have that
probably-
spoon.
Ow!
I'm saying that purely in jest.
I know, but ow!
Her sister just shakes her head and kind of looks down toward her. Well, do you mind if I do the talking a bit more than you do?
Torgrim nods, grumbling and giving a little hop.
Kind of gives.
Playing that song.
She leans
Stop.
over, gives a
I
pat
can
on the cheek.
resist.
It's okay.
Just grumbles some more, irritated and annoyed.
Let's go. And I'll start walking into town.
All right. The town is, it's a little bit busy. It's around lunchtime, so people are out and about picking up food or heading into the town in order to grab something to eat.
Is it obvious where the mayor is? Like, there's a mayor's office.
You, in terms of like building sizes, the biggest building in this township is the church.
Mhm.
Would Olek have been there before, or would that not have been there? Would that have just been those people's house?
that would have just been those people's houses.
Okay.
That was more of a posting you would have found within the tavern, because there is a job board, quest board there that they have. However, you do know that the mayor's office is essentially inside of the church. There's a spot for the mayor to be in the church, up toward the top floor.
Yeah. He'd probably just turn to everyone else and just be like, "Big church. He'll be in there probably. Can't think of
Alright.
anywhere else he'd be."
Alright. Your sister's just gonna tap her hat to make her look like a bit more presentable version of herself. And start walking towards the church with purpose.
Alrighty. So, are we all heading to this church at the exact same time, or are we some people splitting up?
Well, I did say that I was looking at my map before. Would I have seen anything on the way here, just in retroactively?
You would not have. There were no blips, sadly.
Alrighty then.
We're just gonna head to the church. I really don't want to run into some certain people here.
Do or don't, because that's
I don't.
oh
But I
I
feel
see
like
how
it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna happen eventually, anyways.
I see how it is. How dare.
I dare.
How dare. All right, so you make your way into the church. As you step inside, there isn't actually anyone in here right now.
Are there any
What
doors?
time of the morning is it again? Sorry.
It's around. You guys got into town around noon.
Okay, so not even a priest or anything like that?
There's currently no one inside. Some of the candles are lit toward the front. There are a few torches on the side as well. of each of the walls, but that's it. You're not seeing anyone.
Are there
Is
any
the
doors?
way up to the mayor's office clear? Clear. Like, sorry, really.
Yeah.
Because
If it was doors,
like, if it was clear, Oleg would literally just start walking towards where he reckons the mayor's office is.
Let's see here. The way is clear. There is a door, however, kind of leading to the stairwell. Off to,
He's
off
gonna-
to the right side.
He'll walk up and just like 3 sharp knocks on the door, wait, and if no one opens it after like, I don't know, say 10, 15 seconds, he's gonna try to open it himself.
Alright, so
I'm gonna stand right next to him.
a few seconds go by. A few more seconds go by. Nothing happens.
He's literally counting to 15 seconds in his head.
Alright, 15 seconds hits.
No, I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just in his head, he's like, oh, wait, 15 seconds. And then because of the sort of person he is, he's just going to start counting to 15 in his head.
Alrighty. It's been 15 seconds.
He's going to try to open the door if it's not locked.
Alright, it is locked. So you go and open it, just...
Fuck. Well, fuck.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make my voice echo as I kind of like stand at the door and go, "Hello,
Alright, so
is anybody up there?"
the loud echoing hello rings throughout the church. No response.
The gods have spoken. I was probably just going to walk outside and look for a guard.
Because I can open this door.
Yes, but if the mayor is in there and we've just picked the fucking lock on his door, he's not really going to receive us with much kindness, is he?
I didn't say anything about picking the lock, but you kind of hit the nail on the head there.
Well, you said open it and the door is locked.
I do magic.
Apologies, I'm not with my... I'm not quite with it at the moment. I do apologise. And
No,
he's
that's fine.
just going to walk outside and see if he can find a guard or something to tell him where the mayor is.
Nope, there he goes.
Back out. You
He's still
actually run to
shaking.
the-
I will
You're
point this out.
Oh, Oleg is?
Yeah, he's still, like, not majorly so. He's just like, fuck.
You'd swear that hell's nipping at his heels.
As you are about to make your way out the door, like you bump into the priest actually. Oh, hello.
Oh, I do apologise.
Oh no, sorry. I was out.
I'd trip
taking
over my own feet
bumped
if I wasn't looking. Would you be able to tell me, kind sir, where the mayor is?
Let's. Where's he off to again? I believe he mentioned something about speaking with the town mage.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's actually rather helpful. Where would the town mage be? I've only been here once before.
Oh,
It's a bit urgent.
The mage's tower is actually connected to the church here. So if you were actually about to step outside and hang a left around the building, you would find the lodge door. I will warn you, he is a bit of a character.
I've met Jeff. He's awesome.
Oh, like just raises an eyebrow. Just...
Well,
Okay.
let's.
Oh, apparently it appears we have an inn then. My
Yeah.
thanks, sir.
Thank
Not
And
a
he,
problem.
Oleg's gonna look around for like an alms box or something like that, and just drop a gold piece in there if you can.
There's a small one off to the side, to the right of the doors that you guys came in.
Yeah, he's just gonna drop a gold in there.
Ah, thank you. Light be with you.
And with you, sir. And he's half bow and just walk away.
Estes is following after him. To go.
Morgan follows after Narcissa.
Mickey's following behind as fast as her little bird legs can carry her, and she be just like she does the whole drop of gold thing too in the alms box, just because she's from monastery. She knows that kind of stuff is polite to do.
I don't know how my god's gonna take it, so I'm probably not gonna do it. So I'm not gonna offend the patron.
Alrighty. So,
I actually imagine that Annabelle might have tried to push ahead of everyone since she knows Jeff.
Yeah, Oleg would fucking welcome that because he's like, well, you said his name. I'm gonna fucking step to the side.
All right. Annabelle, you
He's a
take
bit leery of mages anyway, so.
Annabelle takes the lead and then brings them around to the other end of the church, where you all see a very large tower. It's a very decent looking one. There are some vines that have kind of grown over the sides, and then there's also the large door that you remember fondly, Annabelle.
It's fine.
So, do you want to,
It's fine,
do it?
God of gods. You can say my name wrong.
So, do you want to knock or should I?
What was that?
Oh, did you not hear me?
I didn't know.
Narcissa asked if you want to knock or should she?
I think I'll knock.
Alright.
And she'll just go up to the door and knock as she did before just opening it up, because that's kind of what happened last time as well.
Alright, so Annabelle knocks on the door, and you just hear from the inside, "Come in!"
All right then. And she'll just open the door up and head inside.
Yep.
Alright.
Following after Annabelle.
Yeah, we're just gonna follow him.
As you all make your way inside, Annabelle, this is a very fond and familiar sight. You all see a bunch of really weird things. You see this very strange type of blue moss with a red tree growing out, like red coral tree growing out of it on its rock. And the rock is moving on the floor, kind of past the door you guys are just coming in. There are a few weird other things, like a fish tank that have fish in it, but there's no water inside of it. There is a bunch of different plants being like roasted over a fire, and then you hear footsteps, and you see a younger person kind of peek over the side of the landing for a stairwell. Hello. What can I do for you?
Here to see the mayor.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can go get him. Master Jeff?
Perhaps bring the mage as well. You might have need of him as well.
Oh.
All right then. Master Jeff. What? There are people to see you.
Oh,
Very
by the way,
well.
guys, I know
Yeah.
this might be a little surprising, but he's cool. Don't be worried.
As this is being said, you see a figure step onto the landing.
Just
It's
before night.
It's a mind flare.
Just before. Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, just before Knight says anything, can I just point out that saying "don't be worried"
Causes us
is
to
like
worry
one of
more.
the quickest way to fucking worry people.
Yeah.
You see a mind flare just step out onto the landing. Ah, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jeff.
Narcissa will give a half bow.
You know, I could do the same. I don't think he'd entirely recognise a mind flare anyway, so he's just going to be standing like this. Okay, whatever.
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't think
tentacles for
Narcissa would. So.
What could I do for all of you?
We're here to see the mayor.
Ah,
It's very important.
And yourself.
the mayor's coming. He was asking me to show him a few different things he's asked me to develop for him. And following behind Jeff the Mind Flayer is a very oddly regal-looking human. Like, very well-groomed, very, very nice facial features, except that's only half of him. The other half is fish legs. And it walks. As he's walking down the stairs, you do kind of notice the webbed feet.
Like
Yes.
he's literally half Triton.
Yes, like top half human, bottom half Triton.
Oh boy.
That's
He's like
giving me
per
some
person.
Ismith build. That's giving me
Like
some.
literal split in half, put together.
That sounds like Shadow over Innsmouth shit right there.
Just eyebrow raise and then, oh, I could bow again because
Yeah.
it's the mayor. So it's just
Yeah,
like,
right.
I got nothing. I'm just gonna bow. Hope this thing doesn't kill me.
Narcissus is
Yeah.
going to do the same thing before stepping forward a bit.
Good old
Hello?
respectful bow.
Hello.
I'm Mayor Anders. What can I do for all of you?
Hello, Mayor Anders. We have just recently come from the burning forest, and we were told to inform you of something called the burrow coming.
I'm sorry, the what?
The burrow. It's Torgrim, and she will kind of motion for Torgrim to step forward next to her.
Torgrim gives
which
a
one?
curt nod towards the mayor.
Tell the mayor how you found out this information.
Ah, well, we were all at camp resting, taking night shifts, and well, this being spoke to me, and he called himself the Wood Warden, and he told me to tell you that the border war was going to be coming.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with this creature.
Torgrim would then kind of look towards Miki.
Can we say, for just sake of expedition or brevity, that Miki explains what she knows about this creature?
Okay, yeah, you relay all the information of consumed cities, very long-living creatures, so on and so forth, stays in the ground, and he just kind of, the more you say this, he just kind of looks at you very warily. Jeff, does this ring any bells to you? And as he says that, you notice Jeff is kind of floating over in front of a bookcase, and he's about 30 feet off the ground. Like, tentacles are grabbing different books from the shelves, and he's like pulling a couple others out. He just kind of looks over. What?
Big thing called a borrower. 8 fucking cities.
Oh, yeah, that. That would be problematic. You said you were informed of this last night, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they tell you how long it would be for it to arrive?
No, but the Wood Warden did tell us to leave at daybreak.
Wood Warden. And he begins to go back toward the bookshelf, and he begins to putting all the books he had grabbed back. He starts perusing around the shelves, starts like flicking his fingers. A few books come out, go in front of his face. He acts like he's flipping the pages with a hand. They kind of flutter back and forth. And he grabs one to his right. It's a very large book, and he opens it up. He starts flipping through it. Well, see here. If this is to be correct, the Wood Warden was giving you that warning. Potentially it's coming. Also, he might just be pissed that you were in his section of the forest. So, there's that. Did you do anything to, like, offend him in any way, or?
We may have killed some spiders, but
We defended ourselves.
yeah. What he said.
Well, in any case, half of it sounds like it might have been a warning to you. Half of it says it might actually be true. And anywho, we can probably figure out. God damn it. I could probably find a way to at least repel it from here, more than likely. If I somehow can acquire enough ion stones of some sort, I should be able to remedy this problem, prevent it from coming to us. And he kind of just like turns away from the rest of the party and begins like going back to his bookshelf. Mayor Anders looks to all of you. Well, I thank you for bringing this information forward. It's very kind of you.
Of course. Should we also ask the mayor of the town we're going to find?
Chances are pretty high that we should probably just mention it to any of the townships that we pass through.
True.
Which town might this be?
Which town was it? Kai?
Fuck, I'm not in front of my notes. Shit.
I'm getting them pulled up.
I believe I have it pulled up. I think I might have the pronunciation wrong, but Velthia.
That is correct. That time. Actually, I haven't
Yeah.
heard of anyone coming by from there lately.
That's the point. We're going to see what happened.
Well, good on you for actually going off there to try and figure things out. Let's see here.
I may be wrong in this assumption, but we also have to pass through Nolvat and Milvo to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pass through there. You can. They're just town stops on the way.
As is Steel Harbor.
So they're on the way there. You don't have to go through the towns. You can just stop there for not wanting to sleep in the middle of the woods.
Fair enough.
Alright. Oh.
Tell Philvin he owes me 50 gold. He lost a card game to me a while back. Still hasn't paid me for that. Kind of annoys me.
It seems like he has done a lot of things that has tipped a lot of people off.
Especially involving money.
If any, did anyone have anything else for me, or?
No.
Oleg could. Oh, sorry, Lizard. Lizard?
No,
Did you-
go ahead.
I think she was
No,
just
I don't
saying
have
no.
anything. No.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say Oleg could turn to probably Jeff and just be like, "What is the Wood Warden?" 'Cause he'd be curious about that.
Oh, those are a group of people. I guess you could call them a race of people who have been sworn to the forest in order to protect them from anything and everything that might cause them harm. I don't want to say they're harmless, because if you're a poacher or if you are cutting down lumber without being allowed, without getting the blessing, they'll just kill you. So, yeah.
Don't piss them off and you're fine.
Kinda, yeah. They control a lot of the animals. You mentioned something about spiders.
Yes.
Every now and then they'll acquire a few animals that they'll take into their charge. Usually that means if they're poisonous, they'll de-poison them because they feed them, so that way they don't need to actually have poison.
Oleg's just
Explains
gonna
why they
rub the
didn't
bite
have
on his arm and just be like, "Yeah, I noticed that."
explains why they didn't have poison sacks.
Well, my thanks for that.
And he kind of looks back at the mayor. Anders. Oh, what? Look down. Oh! Oh! Oh, it happened again, didn't it? Yeah, it did.
What happened?
So every now and then I get this fun little curse that comes around. And it turns the upper half of my body into that of a human, for some reason. I don't know why. It happens. and it's been happening very frequently. Huh.
Um, so you're full Triton then?
Yes, I am a full Triton, but kind of pokes at the pink fleshy skin. Yeah, really don't like this. This is very uncomfortable. I feel
I
so.
can't imagine it's too uncomfortable considering the fact you didn't even notice it happened.
He like touches his arms. Oh god, these things are so dry and flabby. Ugh.
Frolic takes a tiny bit of offense to that.
This poor girl.
Well, I mean, no matter what you're still a very good mayor.
One could argue that you're perhaps a little bit too wet.
Well,
He's
I
a
would hope.
Triton.
Well, I would hope I am.
I mean, you're... Pardon the expression, but you're not... You're out of water.
Yes, and doesn't mean I don't like the moisture on my skin.
Narcissa looks like she's struggling not to laugh.
He's now kind of gone onto that position of like hand on his hips, so his human hands are touching his scales. Oh my god, this feels weird. Starts like wiping his hands off. Yeah,
So you're aware human?
No, look, I don't know what exactly it is, but I am a full Triton. This does not happen when the full moon comes out. This just happens. Jeff, could you please make the elixir? Yes, I can make the elixir. Oh, thank God.
Maybe he just needs to spend some time in water. Maybe it changes his back.
He like sticks his hand. He like sticks his hand up with a finger pointed upward, like about to speak. It's just like, you know, I could try that, but I'm not gonna go jumping into the well. Anyway.
It sounds like you're pissed off at God,
rub
sir.
the soggy kelp on yourself.
What I do in my free time is none of your business, sir. Or madam.
Wait, who was he responding to? Because I know Oleg was talking at the same time, but I didn't hear what Oleg said.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, Oleg just said that it sounded like he'd pissed off a god, but...
He was saying that to Annabelle.
You can go rub the soggy kelp on yourself.
At that point, Narcissa is like giggling just a bit as she covers her face, like her mouth with her hand.
I mean, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry.
It kind of squints at you. Well, I am off to go take care of a few other duties. So, Jeff, if you could bring that potion by at some point. Yes, I can bring it by tomorrow. Wonderful. I bid you all adieu.
Yeah. Narcissa will bow.
Torgrim bows.
Mickey high fives him, I suppose.
Huh? What was that?
Oh, I said, like, we all bowed, and then no one else said anything, so I said, I suppose Mickey tries to high-five him.
Annabelle dabs.
Well, if we're leaving, then yeah, Miki's just going to follow the group out.
So, what will be our plan now that we're in Steel Harbor?
I mean, I thought we were going to ask Jeff about your stones, but okay, Torgrim.
Oh shit, you're right. Fuck.
Runs back inside. Jeff!
No, it's fine. We can probably find some other magic people who know. Might even come back here.
If it's still around.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. If not, oh well.
Actually, for a couple of seconds, Oleg's going to look at Annabelle and just be like, you said that they are activated in various ways, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do them. I know certain ones are just held, other ones you ingest, which seems kind of weird to eat a rock, but it happens.
I don't know if it's small enough.
Annabelle, in terms of ingestion, it was essentially like grinding it up into a powder and like pouring it into.
Oh,
a
I
drink.
was hoping it was licking
Oh. I thought it was literally just putting rock in mouth and swallow.
I
need
was
to
hoping it was
remember
lick,
something.
Just like,
I've eaten a rock before. It's not that hard as long as you boil it.
We're gonna make rock soup now, aren't we?
I mean, rock soup is actually a thing.
Cream
Damn
of
it.
rock.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah. No, Oleg's gonna look to her and go, what about if you touch it to something that holds a lot of pain or anguish?
I was about to say something, but then I decided against it.
No, not
I tried
there.
putting it. It didn't work.
I get plenty, thank you.
What?
Yeah, he's just being a dick at that point. But no, he's genuinely curious. I was like, if you touch it to an item that holds,
I'm thinking
pain
what
or
we might
anguish or
have to
something like
do.
that.
Well, maybe, but my assumption is, since it seems to be the only clue we're getting from the thing, as a standard, is the sound of a hammer hitting an anvil, we might have to take it to somewhere where that might be something it can hear. That
So-
might activate it.
Forward.
Well, I can take you there, and starts walking off towards the blacksmith.
Torgrim heavily sighs. Very loudly he sighs.
Torgrim, would you like me to come with you?
Well, you guys
Give
go
yourself
ahead.
the
I'm gonna pop
trouble.
in and ask Jeff about that real quick. Also, give him the thing. I want to give him the thing.
Torgrim,
Oleg's just going to go to the blacksmith anyway because he wants to buy something else off of him. And then he realised he forgot to get last time.
yeah. Torgrim sits through his bag, takes out the 2 gemstones, and hands them to Annabelle for, to give to Jeff so he can look at them.
Oh. Alright. I was just gonna ask him about the material. I'm sure he knows about what they are.
Well, I think it's better to have the physical, item on hand.
Fair enough.
Why not Annabelle take one and you take one?
Shit, fair enough.
All right, so I need one of you to pick a number, 1 or 2. I need Annabelle to pick a number, 1 or 2.
2.
Okay, you have this.
Alright.
You have number 2. Good to know.
Okay, if we accidentally blow up the town, I apologise.
Catastrophic implosion.
Look, he
Francis is
laughed,
just
but
gonna
he's got a
stick into
fucking
the,
monster that eats cities, so,
Big Francis is just gonna stick inside the church for a bit.
Mickey's
Torgrim's
going
gonna
with
go
Oleg.
head off with... Yeah, Torgrim's gonna go off with Oleg with his little gemstone.
Miki's going with Tolgrim and Oleg just because she didn't she didn't see the blacksmith last time she was here and she wants to see it.
Alright,
And
so
Oh.
go ahead.
like Miki's actually curious if she might see that tiefling again, so would she roll a perception check?
Because you're trying to look for a specific person, I would say investigation.
Oh, okay.
Because you're looking for something very particular. You're looking for that person.
Okay, investigation. 9.
how fitting.
Can I also roll an investigation check to check for Ethel?
Yes, you can.
Who's Ethel?
The
Don't
tavern
worry about
keep.
it, alright? Don't worry about Fuck. I don't see shit.
What'd you get?
You have no idea. You're like looking around.
She got
It's
a
like-
nat 1.
Oh god.
At least it was just an investigation check.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, you are small, so...
I'm 4'4".
Yeah.
Since Annabelle is immediately still in the tower, we are going to do that first.
Fair.
So, Annabelle, Jeff is still floating. He's still acquiring different books. He's got a stack of about 12 of them now.
Mr. Jeff,
Yes.
mind coming down here for a tick?
Just one moment. And he is like looking around for another book. There it is. He just like flies over, grabs it, tosses it up onto the stack of other 12 books, and floats down to the ground. Yes.
Yes. One of my friends actually found themselves a memory stone. And we're kind of curious about it because I know what memory stones are, and I usually know how they work, but this one's of a material I've never seen before. And she'll take out the black stone, and show it to him. Yeah, I don't know how to activate these ones.
He kind of looks at it, kind of holds his hand out to see if you hand it to him.
She'll set it in his hand.
All right, he kind of brings it close to his face, and then one of the tentacles just like grabs it and puts it in his mouth.
God damn it.
And he's kind of sitting there with his hand still up.
I
Kinda
tried
sitting there
that
still.
too, but it didn't work out for me.
His mouth opens back up, and the tentacle comes in, grabs it, pulls it back out, puts it back in his hand. I don't know, actually. I've never seen one with this type of stone.
I would say that we could send it off to the Magical Menagerie and have them look at it, but I'd have to pass that with my friend first. Now, speaking of them, I do have some materials and samples I've collected from the area, and my notes on them to send off. If you wouldn't mind me borrowing one of your tubes.
Very well. You may send them through the tubes.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff. Yeah, and she'll load up her notes on the golden root, sharp mint, yellow toadstool, and her red dragon scale she found.
Alrighty.
Or was given, rather.
Alrighty. You send those. You have to send them in different tubes since they're specifically different items.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll think that, from experience, you know that if you don't, they'll think it's
A recipe.
Yeah. They'll think you mean to have this be a recipe and put them together. Whereas you're just
Yes.
sending these all on their own.
Yeah, though she has a pretty good idea of what most of these things do, she still wants to send at least samples of them along, just to show that she's still doing what she was sent here to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you want me to remove full items from my inventory, or is it just I'm sending samples and notes?
I'll just say you're sending samples and notes. You still have all of them.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. You just sent small amounts of each.
Yeah. So, I suppose... Do you know if there's any more, I know we're of the alchemical persuasion, but do you know if there's any more of the academic persuasion in the area? In terms of magic?
Other than in the Burning Forest, I cannot think of anyone that I know of in these parts. However, I would recommend that if you wanted to go north, and now when I say north, I mean far north, there is a small group up there. They are more so how shall we say, they are more so the academic type. They go up there for seclusion in their studies, opposed to being with the rest of us.
Well, I understand that. Do they have a name they go by?
Let's see here. He kind of, it's kind of like scratching his head with one of his face tentacles. If you come by before stop by before you leave, and I'll probably have their and at least a little bit of information about them for you. But off the top of my head right now, I can't think of anything. I have to start looking through these books. And he kind of like points at the giant stack in order to prepare for the town.
That's fair enough. Okay, sorry to bother you, Mr. Jeff. I gotta go catch up with my friends now.
Oh, no bother at all.
Alright then, have a good day, sugar.
You was wait, what? What?
And she's gone.
Yeah. Okay. So, who all went to the blacksmith?
Oleg, Tolgren, and Miki.
Okay, you three went to the blacksmith. Narcissus still.
And Narcissus is in the chapel.
Sure. Yeah, Narcissus is spending some time introspection.
Okay. So you three arrive at the blacksmith.
Holy hand grenade.
So you three make it to the blacksmith.
And I'm assuming with the 9, I did not see the tiefling.
No, you did not.
Oh well.
Torgrim, while you're making your way, you kind of assume, he's probably at work right now.
Yeah.
So you have arrived at the blacksmith.
Okay. Oleg, if Oleg doesn't notice anything wrong with Tolgren, he's just gonna go in like, would it be obvious that Tolgren's like, I don't want to meet someone, or like nervous?
Roll an insight check.
Help.
Oh yeah, that's right, Annabelle.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
See, there we go.
Sorry, I've got multiple character sheets open right now.
No, you're good.
So, okay.
Oleg, you think Torgrim might be a little constipated from the food you have eaten?
I mean,
got this-
look, it's rations. Fuck.
He's got this weird look on his face, and you know that rations do not sometimes sit well.
Yeah, like sometimes the sausage isn't dried properly or something like that.
Yeah, so just kind of looks like he's constipated. You can't really tell.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, alright, he's just gonna be like, okay, happens to everyone, and just walk in.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
roll. If I can, I'd like to roll insight as well.
Sure.
18.
Oh snap. Torgrim, how do you currently feel about where your destination is?
He's a little uncomfortable. He kind of doesn't want to meet 5 and 7 and 1 again, but like he kind of has to be here to test Annabelle's theory.
Pilgrim, are you okay?
There are some people who I'd rather not see here, but if
And-
I have to, I have to.
And as you say that, you hear, "Well, hello there.
Fuck!
What can we do for you? It's been a few days since you've been around, mister."
Yeah.
Is he talking to Oleg or Tolgren?
He's talking to Oleg, because Oleg went in first.
Oh.
Oleg's just gonna bow and just be, hello again. How are you?
There's no need for bowing. We're just simple folk. We're doing good.
Sunday school training dies hard, I'm afraid.
That's fair. Well, I know at least I'm doing good. Hey, number 3, how are you doing? Doing good. He's boo mad.
Oleg's just gonna
Oh my god! I want Narcissus to be there so bad, but I can't.
Go over!
So what can we do for you?
well, Oleg's just gonna like thumb over shoulder. My friend has a theory he wants to test out, but I was hoping to purchase a whetstone from you,
Oh,
if you have one available to sell.
yeah, we got plenty. Let me look for the stuff.
Like-
How much would they? He just kind of tosses you a whetstone. Oleg.
Catches it, puts it in his in like a little pouch on his belt, and just, what do I owe you for it?
Ah, it's just a whetstone. You don't need to do anything. Don't worry about it.
Bows again. Just my thanks, Master Smith.
So that's as he tosses you the whetstone, the rest of you walk up, Miki and Torgrim. Oh,
Mhm.
well, it looks like you made a few friends.
Somewhat, yes. I think. I'm not entirely certain. Possibly.
And then
It's a new experience for me.
Miki, as you come up to see who Oleg is talking to, it is a Triton. However, he's very like tall and kind of gangly looking Triton, and you do notice that you kind of see another one, I think the exact same one, walk out from the back door of the shop and kind of pull a few stacks of things into the back with him, and it kind of looks at you and waves hello, and then it goes back inside.
What?
They're like twins, but more of them.
Okay.
Less twin-like, more so magical copy-like, if I do say so myself.
That's something more Abbott Maxwell would know about.
Are you alright, Miki?
I'm seeing a lot of. I've been seeing a lot of things that confuse me.
The current one that's in front of you leans down. Is very tall. It's bordering along like 7 feet. Kind of leans down. Well, aren't you a small one? And he kind of pats your head.
I get that a lot.
She fights with a twig. It's very interesting. Yes, he's saying that to piss her off.
Is she?
It's about the only way he knows to break her out of what he assumes is a panic attack.
Torgrim has a hearty chuckle at his comment.
It's a quarterstaff, not a twig. I mean, I know
About
it's.
the size of a twig, child.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Dwarf. How have you been?
Better. I came here to test a theory.
What theory might that be?
Torgrim kind of like holds up the tiny black gem. I found out recently that these gems I have on me, well, I only have one on me right now, are the memory crystals, and I don't know how to activate these ones. Another one of our party members, who is not with us right now, suggested that maybe the sound of a, like, hammer hitting, like, forging may activate it.
Interesting. Well, if you want, I can get one of the other to come out and test that theory for you.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. Anyone in particular you want to come out here?
5 and 7. Torgrim kind of grins. Looks at Oleg and Miki.
He kind of like leans his long form back toward the door. Hey, 5 and 7. Somebody out here wants something from you. You just hear in the back, just almost an echoing. Okay. And then they come out.
Oh, like starting to feel nervous. Like
they kinda-
noise. Dwarf grinning like a maniac.
They kind of gets like stuck in the door because they both try and walk out at the same time. Oh, I'm sorry, you go first. Oh no, you go first. I insist. Oh no, please, I must be insistent on this.
Torgrim has the biggest shit-eating grin on his face.
And then from the back, you see them get pushed, and you just hear, "Get the fuck out there!"
Oleg is now cautiously stepping to the side. Just like,
Wait,
if
oh god, which one was it?
can handle it himself.
And then they both kind of like,
I like these people. I don't want to piss them off.
and then you just hear the one out at the front counter just go, number 8, are you feeling okay today? Shut up, Foray. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there's another one! There's another one!
There's a shit ton of them.
How many are there?
There's 9 of us in total, actually.
I'm not there, I can't ask.
Think
Oh.
Catholic rabbits.
So they
Glad
both-
someone got that.
Totem
both
looks at
thought.
5 and 7 and waves them over. It's been a couple days.
Yes, it has. They both say at the same time, and they both kind of look at each other. They point, aha, and then they both look back at you.
Oleg's just standing there going, Jesus, it's in stereo again.
Torgrim shows them the black stone and, relays the information he told the one at the counter about wanting to test the theory and that they'd be able to help him.
Huh. Well, I wonder. They both kind of say, scratching their faces. Number 5 looks. I wonder if we were to take this over to the fort. Number 7 goes, and maybe strike at it a few times. Something would happen.
I don't like the sound of that.
Oleg's just going to be, could we perhaps strike near it first? Just
They
to
both-
test if that works, without breaking it.
They both say, well, I guess, at the time.
Well, I get it's
yeah.
not quite as fun for you, but, I'm assuming it's precious to my friend here and would not wish to break it for no cause.
Oh yeah, 5 and 7. I got a very important question for you.
Yes? They both say at the same time.
Oh, God.
What's better, thunder or lightning forging?
They both kind of get these big grins on their faces. And they both kind of say at the same time, well, aren't you a troublemaker? Shaking their faces.
Oleg is now extremely confused and is just like, okay, this must be a blacksmith thing.
So
It is a
Miki is
blacksmithing.
confused as well. She knows nothing of blacksmithing other than that's how weapons are made.
Well then, let's see here. 5, if you want, you can go and grab some of the hammers, and then I'll go get the forge ready in the back. Okay, 7. And then number 5 goes into the back, starts looking like it's grabbing a few different tools. Number 7 starts to lead you all out back.
Torgrim really wanted an argument to happen. He really wanted to have a good laugh.
I really want Narcissus to be here so bad, but I can't.
And while this is going on, Narcissa,
Mhm.
what are you doing currently now that you are? What type of self-reflection are you wanting to go through?
The sort of self-reflection of asking herself, well, I did lose, like saying to herself, I did lose my friend, but is going to the ends of the earth to find everything worth it, and trying to, am I just becoming more and more like what I've heard of my mother? Basically, it's like, am I becoming my mother at this point?
Okay. Let's see here. I'll have you roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 22!
Okay. The thoughts kind of run back and forth in your head. You get the feeling that maybe the path you're going on is still the proper one. Maybe your approach is a little bit different than you were hoping for. Think to yourself it might take longer. You're not entirely sure about the road ahead, but you're resolute in your decision.
Saying that, I will get up, realize that I am alone, and I will head to the blacksmith because, it's because she also wants to get herself a razor.
Meanwhile, at the blacksmith, the two M's come out and they start having the forge is ready. Who's all back there? Both is it Miki, Oleg, and Torgrim? All three of you?
Yeah, Oleg could be back there. He's curious.
Okay.
Miki
at
just
this
doesn't want to
time-
get left by herself, so she follows.
Oh.
At this time, Annabelle, you do. You see your friends heading to the back of this area, being led by a very large and gangly Triton. And Narcissa, you also see this as well.
I'm just gonna kind of shake it off and head inside to wait then.
Inside of
The actual shop.
the blacksmith shop. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Annabelle, what are you going to do?
Just sort of look between the fact that Narcissus is going one way, the group is going another way. Just back and forth, back and forth. She doesn't really have a reason to go inside the shop right now, so she's just going to go with the rest of the group.
All right. Annabelle, you see that very tall, gangly-looking Triton. However, there's another one there, kind of getting a bunch of different hammers and things set out next to the forge. And they look exactly the same.
Just slow squint. This is a question, but would she know what simulacrum are?
You'd have to roll an intelligence check on that one. And you do not have advantage any, because it is a new day.
23.
You do. You do know them. A couple of your teachers actually used them, and it was very annoying. And when it was trying to speak with one of the teachers, because then another one would pass by, or if you were supposed to meet one, you would think, "Oh wait, no, there they go." But no, you do know what they are. And that's definitely what these things are.
She's gonna make a mental note of that before joining the rest of the group, just silently, as if she's always been there.
As they look up, "Oh well, hello there," they both say.
Hello.
Look over at Annabelle. Oh,
Welcome back.
you care to join us? You got my other curse stuff?
Yeah, I got it. I talked to Jeff about it. He doesn't know what it is either. But if you'd like, and provided that this doesn't work, we can't think of anything else to try to get it to work, I could send it off to the Magical Menagerie and have them take a gander at it.
Torgrim kind of feels a little iffy on it. How about no?
Alright, hon, that's entirely up to you. They're a well-renowned guild. Pretty well known.
I'll probably find someone along the way that'll be able to give me more information on them. Thank you anyways, though.
Alright then.
So she is now going to sit back and observe what happens with this stone.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So Torgrim looks back at the Imps and... Are you guys ready?
Oh yeah, I think we are. Are you? Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright,
May
I'm
we
ready
see
as
the
well.
stone, please.
He hands them one of the stones.
All right, which one did you hand them?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. So,
That's a lot of dice.
the first
Just gonna point that out.
the first strike of the hammer strikes center on the anvil. The stone lights up ever so slightly. There's a small faint hint of blue in the center. Ah. Well, so we got a very small reaction with just one strike. Do you want us to do more?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case something does go wrong, I would recommend you all stand back a little bit.
Oh, just
Torgrim takes like a few steps back.
like about 10 steps.
Did anything... Is it only happening with the one that's right next to the thing, or is it also happening with the stone too?
Do you have that one in your hand still, or who has that one still?
I have it in my hand.
Do you have it in your hand? That one also glows a faint bit of blue.
Oof. Torgo
Mickey,
kind of looks at, observes the one in his hand.
Mickey has stepped back as well. Just have that be said, so not like she's right next to it. So, if she was told to step back, she stepped back.
Torgo can't step back. He has one in his hand.
Alright. Strike number 2. Another strike, and again another faint little bit more blue coming from that one.
Would Oleg see the reaction in the one in Tolkien's hand as well? Like, would it be blue, like getting bluer as well?
Roll a perception check. See if you can catch that. Because as soon as the strike hits, it glows a bit, but then it fades as soon as the sound is done.
Okay. If it requires a roll, then I probably won't bother Z for it. It was more along the lines of like, if he would see that, he'd just be like, well, then. Anyway,
To be fair, he has a passive perception of 13 to just notice that as well.
He still wouldn't have with that. 13,
Yeah.
he still wouldn't have. Alright. Strike number 3. Again, another hit. Not as much blue, not as much of a flare this time.
Torgo kind of looks over towards Annabelle. You might have gotten a little lead on these gems.
Looking over towards Annabelle, who is currently knelt down next to the anvil as they're striking it.
I thought we didn't just say to stand back. Yeah, I did say to stand back.
She's of a curious mindset.
Annabelle, you could always look at the one in my hand too.
No, I'm fine here.
I really do must insist that you step back, because sparks will happen and they might kind of fall close to you.
I literally throw fire constantly.
Well, all right then. Number 7. I think if you want to just go for it as much as you.
She's actually going to pick up the other stone and hold it as close to the anvil as is safely possible, getting hit with a hammer.
Okay.
He's really into this.
Okay.
She's a very curious girl.
Number 7 just begins to start wailing on the anvil. Every time, ting, 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 another strike happens. The flares continue to go until he stops, but the stones are still making that blue flare, as if they've picked up the tempo of the hammer striking. But that's it. Nothing's going on other than that.
Do you all have any heated metal right now?
Well, let's see. Do we have any? Well, I think number 4 might. Yeah, 4 might.
You should have a poker in the forge at all times.
Well, we haven't really been asked to make anything as of right now. We got all of our orders. Mainly right now, it's just sharpening.
I'm just wondering if more sounds of the forge might do more.
I mean,
Sound
as he
attention
says that,
metal.
Oleg's just sort of standing there sharpening his knives and his hand axe. Because he's like, okay, I've got nothing, this is interesting, but like, I need to be doing something at the same time.
I'm surprised in all of my years at working at the forge with my paw, I've never noticed this shit happen.
What?
Well, how often
Things
do you
glowing
think?
blue to the strikes of a hammer?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be the most regular thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I worked at the forge night and day with my paw.
Yes, but have you ever seen that? And he points to the rocks.
They have stopped glowing at this point.
Fuck.
No, I have not. In all my years, I have not seen them glow. And I've had these since my 50s. I'm 147 again.
Well, he
you've
looks
had
at him
that
appraisingly
one
and
since
then
your 50s. Or you've had this one since your 50s. That one, pointing to the one in his hand right now, you apparently got a few days ago.
You are right.
perhaps you need more then.
But how do I get more? That's the thing.
That's a good question. Either you need more or you need to be making something next to it. Perhaps it requires the memory of something being. Perhaps it requires something being made. I'm not a magician, but if the two are reacting to the strikes of a hammer, perhaps if you make something.
Torgrim thinks back to the day where he actually stayed overnight, and when he first originally saw the two ministers, and what he heard in the back of his head. An idea comes to mind, but he also thinks it might take too long. So he kind of just contemplates to himself what to do.
Personal note, I actually did not catch the names of these fellows.
I will type that out into the chat. And they are numbered 1 through 9.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile,
Like a
partner
Dr. Seuss
is
book.
like trying to buy stuff.
In which case, we'll actually hop over there.
Yes.
Because while this is going on in the back of the shop, well, hello there. What can I do for you?
Oh, hello. Wait.
You
Sorry.
only see one so far.
Okay. I was wondering if I could possibly commission a razor to be made.
Razor?
Yes, like a shaving razor.
Like a shaving razor. See, we've gotten people asking about it. But, I mean, yeah, we could do that.
Do you know how much it would cost?
Making just a shaving razor. Hey, number 2. Yeah, what you need? How much would it cost for us to make a shaving razor? You see a head poke out from the back of that shop, and it looks like the exact same. It looks like the exact same person as the other one. That'd probably cost about 3 copper pieces. They're not too hard to make.
Narcissa looks like she's about to speak and then kind of closes her mouth. And perchance do you have daggers on hand, or would you have to make them?
We have a very wide assortment of daggers and other bladed weaponry as of right now. Is there anything in particular you're requiring?
Well, I'm not too well versed in most bladed weaponry. I think at extent I've learned to use a short sword. So maybe
if that's the case, the one that's from behind by the door kind of steps out, and you see he has these really poofy sleeves on, and he points his arms down, and then from the sleeves falls out 2 knives, and he kind of starts flipping them.
I was gonna have the question: is the poofy sleeve style something that Narcissa would be accustomed to where she's from?
These look a lot weirder. These look like you've seen poofy sleeves. These ones look very strange, and these things are multicolored, and they have a bunch of zippers on them as well for some reason. But yeah, we've got a couple of daggers. Are you looking for a particular one?
Just simple weaponry. I only have 2 at the moment. You never have enough daggers.
This is true. And how many were you looking for?
Well, depending on the cost, maybe 2 or 3.
Let's see here. In terms of daggers, I'm pretty sure Don't we have a nifty little special going on for those ones? Ah, yeah, we got a nice little special of you can get 4 daggers for 4 gold pieces.
That sounds lovely.
Ah, wonderful. And then you look, and then 2 more daggers fall out. One come out of each sleeve of the big poofy sleeves, and he catches them. So now he places 4 on the counter.
Narcissus is looking at the sleeves, very curiously, like leaning on the counter a bit.
What? Is there something wrong? Or?
And pardon the staring, but where I'm from, the style of sleeves is custom, but not. Well, it's just your sleeves are a bit odd, considering that you just flick knives out of them. It seems.
Oh, yeah, these are sleeves of holding. I've got all the weapons that I would carry in here. So I've got about, kind of looks at his right arm. I got about 12 more daggers in this one and a few short swords, and then looks over to the other one. I think there's a couple hand axes in here. He kind of shakes it. Yeah, there's a few hand axes in there.
And how many of you are in here?
Well, if memory serves me correct, 5 and 7 went out back to speak with some people. Then there's me. I am number 4. Then points to the one that's at the very front. That one's number 1. Number 2 is also in the back making some stuff. Number 3 is over there as well. And if memory serves me correct, number 6 and 9 are tending to number 8 right now. Number 8's a little sick.
Oh, well. Well, the daggers I'll definitely take. So 4 gold for the daggers, 3 copper for the razor.
Alrighty, and if you come back in honestly, 15 minutes, we'll have that razor ready for you.
Is it possible for you to make it so it can flip into a casing thing? So I don't just carry on that razor in my bag.
Knight, we can't hear you.
Oh, good. Just one second. Better? Better?
Yes.
Yes. No?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, we can do that. I can work that into the design so that way you're not just carrying around a blade all the time.
Are you trying to become Sweeney Todd?
No, it's just I want to race.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, all I heard was can I have one that I can flip out? And my mind immediately went, okay, straight razor. Wait, Sweeney Todd.
and do you
Suddenly,
perchance
Narcissus sets up a barber shop.
do you perchance know of where I could possibly get a dagger holder? And she kind of pulls out her one that she keeps in her boot.
Oh, that's a nice little place to hide that.
But yes, most people don't think that you hide daggers in your boot.
Yeah, I can just do this. He pulls his arms down, and the hand axe and the short sword just come out of his sleeves. I can just do that. They're fun.
I don't have that ability. Is there maybe a leather worker in town that I could commission for a bandolier? I think I've heard them called.
Yeah, there's a place where you could probably get him. It's just down the way a bit. Probably about three buildings down. His name is Broderick, if memory serves me correct. Good man. Makes some good sheaths.
Thank you. And she'll put down 5 gold.
Ah, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I will definitely be back for that razor. Now I have to go see what my friends are getting into. Cecil will go out back.
Alrighty. You head out back and you notice Annabelle is staring at 2 of these identical looking Tritons, still tall and gangly, banging away at an anvil, while Torgrim is holding something.
You know what? I'm not even going to ask what's going on. Alright, Darion, see you there. I'm gonna go over and pat Torgrim on the shoulder.
Torgrim blinks a couple times, kind of snacking him out of his, thinking. Oh, Narcissa, how nice of you to join us.
Yes, I had to buy some things inside. You guys seem like you have this handled here. Whatever's going on. And kind of leans in and whispers, honestly, being around all the Tritons that look all the same.
You get used to it after a while, honestly.
So I'm going to head down to the leather worker. I just bought myself like 4 daggers, so now I have 6 of them. So I need a strap with a bunch of sheaths.
Torgrim nods. Alright, stay safe.
If you're still here within like 15 minutes, could you possibly pick up my razor that I had commissioned?
Sure, will do.
And she gives him a pat on the cheek. Thank you.
Welcome.
Just hear Oleg in the background. Aww.
Give him a pointed look.
What?
Alrighty.
Doesn't
So,
hurt to be nice.
Hmm?
She tells him it doesn't hurt to be nice as she turns on her heel and walks off.
Oh, I'm well aware of that.
the imps have stopped hammering at the anvil.
Annabelle,
Yeah?
I think I have a theory. I know, me thinking for once.
Is that some kind of joke?
No, maybe. But I think I legitimately have a theory about these crystals. Because last time, when I was in my room here in Steel Harbor, when I did, my bag was open when I looked in and they were, the gems seemed to have duplicated. And when I did look into the bag, I think I went through some sort of trance. And I remember hearing faintly in the back of my head, keep learning. And before that, I had, he kind of gestures towards 5 and 7. Well, I picked up some forging tips from the imps here. It might have something related to me learning about forging.
Ah, then I've got just the thing for ya.
And that
But
is...
it'll have to wait until we get back to the burning forest.
Alright, what is it?
Also, why are you so quiet?
What is it?
You're very quiet. I'm meaning that in character, not out of character. But yeah, that's it.
Annabelle, why are you yelling?
Everything is very quiet. I think I may have busted my eardrum slightly.
I was gonna say, there's a reason they asked you to step back, but nope.
Torgrim kind of walks closer and is just like, "What is your idea?"
Okay, there we go. I can hear you now. We met a tinkerer blacksmith in the burning forest who was doing a lot of experimental work. I feel like that may be pretty conducive to what you're trying to do.
I could also just learn something.
I mean, yeah, but this guy's literally making new theories as we go. He had a metal arm, and he could shoot arrows out of it.
I could just also learn something. Because that seemed to be correlated with gemstones, the trance, and the whispering in the back of my head. Keep learning.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I am providing a source for a large amount of learning.
At this point in time, one of the imps is like, done covering his ears, if I might make a suggestion, if this is actually the theory you got, we could have you learn something pretty quick, and then we'll see if you actually, something happens.
Sure. I already learned the basics of lightning and thunder. Don't you have a fire forger here?
Yes, we have a dragonfire forger, actually.
Bring him in.
Okay. Wait a second. Where's number 4? I think. Oh. And he kind of. Wait. He kind of is looking around. Oh, wait, we're not inside anymore. What? 5. Did you forget to take your medicine this morning? I think I might have, yeah. Oh,
Oh
dear.
no.
You should never forget to take your medicine.
Annabelle,
they're-
be quiet. You're being a
they're
little
kinda-
loud.
They're kind of covering their ears as Annabelle starts talking, and they're like, maybe we'll get you a healing potion or something, little one. They, like, pat your head, Annabelle.
I have a healing potion. I think
Annabelle, I think you need to like step back where I am, you know?
I'm gonna shut up until the ringing stops.
Okay, we're just gonna stop this. Just give me 1 second. Number
Oleg
7.
is laughing his ass off at this point.
Number 7.
Oleg has emotions? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Number-
needs a good
Yeah,
laugh.
it's funny, isn't it?
Number 7 just kind of reaches a hand behind each of your ears and just kind of like gently flicks your ears. Your hearing is back. You can hear things normally now. It essentially just did lay on hands, but fun. Kind of.
Fair enough.
There you go. That should help.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, we can get number 4 out here.
Thank you.
Alrighty. And now I do have a question for. Want to go a little bit longer? I'm fairly certain no one has school tomorrow,
Yeah.
but I think
I
some
don't.
people might have work. So
I don't have worked until much later tomorrow, and we did start late today.
okay. So
I'm okay going
I mean,
a little
I don't think
longer.
we're going for like an hour. As long as we're not going for like an hour longer, I'm fine.
no, it's just gonna be like another half hour or so,
Yeah.
just to kind of
as
finish up
wrapping up the
everything
day.
here. Yeah, finishing everything up here, and then getting y'all back on the road.
or for the night staying.
Yeah. But at this point, for those who need to use the room or do anything, go ahead and do that now, just in case.
Okay, so another quick bio break then.
Another quick shorter break.
Actually, at that point, I'm probably gonna have to step out then. I'm sorry. I've got to get back to work.
It's okay. It's understandable, dude.
Yeah.
Glad
But
you're
it
able
was
to
nice to
Talk
have
to you
you.
guys later. It was fun. See ya.
Yeah.
see ya.
We got to see that Oleg actually has emotions
Yeah.
other than stoicness.
Apparently, Annabelle screaming is just funny.
I have to add 4 more daggers into my inventory.
No, the thing that's funny about Annabelle is the fact that she was standing right next to the freaking anvil when she was told, don't do that.
Well, it's the same girl who just decided that, hey, I don't want to pay a lot of money for food. I'm gonna make a bag that makes infinite food.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
She has a bag that makes infinite food.
Oh, well, okay then.
It took quite a few tries.
I mean, it's a good way to save a bit of money in the long run.
I'll just put that I have six daggers.
And a razor.
Well,
Whatever
yes.
you need that for.
My legs.
She's got that class, she's got that style, she shaves her legs.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm not gonna shave Torgrim's beard.
You better not.
I mean, she could give it a shapely trim.
No.
I mean, piss her off enough, you might find yourself clean shaven one day.
Oh no!
That is a
Babyface
high way to get
Torgrim.
yourself murdered by a dwarf.
Babyface Torgrim. Oh no.
Everyone looks around to find where Narcissus is, and then Torgrim realizes that he's freshly shaven.
I'm just waiting for the next watch. I'm gonna go over and shave his beard.
Oh god, no!
I'm just waiting for it on the next watch.
You
Like I
need
said-
to only shave half of it.
No, like I said, if he pisses her off enough, she's gonna go over and go. Only like do the mustache, but keep the beard. Then hide immediately up in a tree for the rest of the watch.
Oh yeah, cause you shave any part of a dwarf's beard or mustache off, you're in one. You're in for hell.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. But it's always good to practice good hygiene, at least, when you're on the road.
Right. Is everyone here?
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Alright, and I noticed Jack left.
Yeah,
Is
he said
actually-
he said he had to get back to work, but if we're only needing to go like half an hour extra and Z is still ready to just Jaeger pilot, then I think we're good.
Alright.
I am good.
Yes.
So, in this time, Im number 4 steps on out, and he kind of looks at everyone and waves. Well, hello. What can I do for everyone? I was told someone wanted to learn about dragonfire smithing.
Torgrim would, hold his hand up. I did.
Ah, wonderful. Now,
I want to make this quick. We're kind of traveling. I don't want to go into detail. Give me the basics.
okay. Well, first question: do you have your source of dragonfire handy?
I do not.
Oh.
Would a red dragon scale work?
No, I actually require the fire of a dragon, like the breath fire. But I can handle that, actually.
Oh,
He puts a necklace on. Okay. Let's see here. Are you just wanting to learn how to make just something real simple and quick?
Yeah, just basics.
Okay, we'll show you how to make a dagger. He brings out the required materials, and the forge, it's cold. It has not been like worked yet. So you see him kind of go in front of it, and then he just emits a large breath of fire. Just lights up the forge, and then he just starts making a quick dagger.
Ooh. Like
And then
me.
every time he needs to reheat the blade, he just breathes on it, and it's just fire breath.
Torgrim, of course, watches and observes. Where could I find a necklace like that?
Well, usually you have to have one specifically made for, and they're kind of expensive. But if you have access for some reason to, say, like a dragon or a dragonborn, and they're willing to let you use their breath for fire, then you can. That's a way to expedite the process. But we paid for this one.
Torgrim kind of like raises his eyebrows and kind of smirks because you kind of know a dragon, dude.
But after a good 30 or so minutes, he's finished.
Alright.
And it's just a decent looking dagger. However, even though the blade and everything is cool, there's a small, faint little heat radiating off of it.
Annabelle just oohing and awing with slightly singed eyebrows because she never moved.
One of these days, Annabelle. One of these days, it's not going to go well. There's going to be problems.
Torgrim kinda-
it's definitely gonna go forward.
Torgrim,
I'm gonna have to have you do Constitution saves if you keep doing this.
Just get yourself like a welding mask.
Torgrim kind of leans in closer and observes the the radiating heat off of it. Seems like the dragon fire seems to give it some sort of fire effect, heating effect.
Yeah, kinda. Let's see here. Is there anything I have? But kind of looking around a bit. Let's see here. Hey, number 6.
Oh no!
Where's 6? Where'd you go? Oh well. Hey, number 7. Yeah, catch. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah, that's a 19. That's gonna hit.
He just
Oh.
Annabelle
Just yeet
internally
the dagger.
knowing how simulacrums work, and he just threw fire at a simulacrum,
Oh no!
and just curious how this is going to affect things.
You notice it just kind of sinks into the middle of his chest. And his chest starts to like radiate heat. Well, ow! That kind of pokes at where the blade's still kind of sticking out. Oh, that's a little warm. Huh? That's
Miki's just kind of standing there watching this the whole time with their little hands over her beak, like, oh my god!
Number 5 kind of pulls number 7 closer. As you can see, the blade has instantly cauterized the wound. However, while it still is sitting inside of his chest, it is causing burns. I think right now it's probably getting to 3rd-degree burns in there. Is that right, number 7? Yeah, that's about right.
Can,
Somebody pull the dagger out of his chest before he dies.
Okay.
Annabelle...
It
I
gets
wanted-
yanked out of his chest.
Okay.
Ow! He just kind of touches his chest and just heals it over. I'm gonna get you back for that one. That's for Zats and me in my sleep, you jerk.
Just like very quietly in Scarlet's voice, Miki just goes, is this fucking normal?
Jordan's having a good laugh. He finds this amusing.
Number 4 turns back to you, but yeah, essentially the principles of dragon smithing or dragon fire smithing are essentially using flames like elemental breath or dragon fire to essentially heat and temper the blades, and they usually can lock in some resounding effects. So, depending on how long you essentially temper the blades for, considering this one was a little quick job, it's gonna make the enchantment a bit stronger.
Torgrim nods. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go clean this off. And he holds up the deck. Still got like a little bit of fish, like fried fish on the end.
Does he eat it?
Oh god.
Fishy fish.
As he turns to walk away, you notice his hand that's holding the dagger kind of go close to where his mouth is. Ooh, tasty.
This is a note of curiosity. Seeing the fact that he healed himself with lay on hands, which is what I'm assuming it was, does that kind of set off a weirdness for Annabelle, considering she thinks they're simulacrums, but normally you can't do that?
Yeah, it's a little weird, a little strange.
Huh.
Torgrim looks towards Annabelle. Now that we wait to see the results.
Yeah, I was taking notes on that too, since foraging's a bit of an interesting topic for myself as well.
I mean, I could teach you a bit about it.
Yeah. My hair's almost on fire.
Your hair is
Maybe
your hair is
you
very
shouldn't
singed
have,
right now.
Maybe you shouldn't have been so close, like they said.
Nah, what's the fun in that?
I don't know. You get set on fire.
I rolled a 21 on my constitution save, I'm good.
Your face is also kind of covered in soot.
You
Just
don't look
wipes it
good.
off. You know, this is the sort of stuff you kind of deal with when you literally brew fire in your purse.
I'm imagining it's like one of those mom bags. Like the really big tote bags.
It's actually a pretty small bag, all things considered.
Torgo
How
kind of
funny.
rolls his eyes.
It's kind of like D&D
Well-
version of Honey Lemon's bag from Big Hero 6.
That is quite literally what it is.
Torgo kind of rolls his eyes. Whatever. I learned a thing. And now we wait for the results. Which is if I get another goddamn vision. Or
Yep.
trance. Or whatever it is.
I guess we should stay the night here and see if you get all psychified.
No, I suggest we keep moving. Honestly.
Wouldn't be a bad idea, but about to insist.
If it does happen, we're gonna need 2 people on the same watch. Because last time I went through the trance, it lasted a solid 3 hours.
Well, that's why I'm suggesting we stay here for the night, so we don't have to do watches.
You have a point.
Meanwhile, over to Narcissa, heading her way to the leatherworks area.
I'm making Eloise look like a cat.
Okay. Eloise is a cat.
Does she hate it?
Eloise kind of looks at her legs, looks up at you, kind of squints.
Oh, come on, it looks cute.
She is a long-haired black cat.
Ooh.
And then she runs off.
I'm gonna whistle.
She kind of darts behind a house.
Can I go after her?
You can if you wish.
I'm gonna go after her.
Okay, you go after her, and as soon as you round the corner, I need you to dexterity saving throw, please.
Wait, a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, a dexterity saving throw, please.
14.
Okay, Eloise jumps onto your head, and is now sitting on your head, and is doing the, like, claw patting thing where claws kind of, like, are kneading into you.
Seriously?
Yes.
This is how you act. No, that's just talking to Louise.
She's currently kind of, like, batting at the jewel you have on your horn.
You know, once you were a very talented rogue, and now you're a...
Kind of bats your head. And starts
You
licking
know
her
that-
paw.
You know that you love me.
Kind of bats your head with the other paw. Continues licking the paw.
Get down here. Okay, so if you want to run into the ceiling when I go inside, that's your fault, not mine.
Kind of looks, kind of leans down to the point where you can see her head off of the top of your head and like squints at you, then hops down onto your shoulder.
Good.
Continues playing with the charm.
I
Keeps
figured.
swinging at it.
I figured, so I'm gonna then head back to the road, not looking like a crazy woman.
Alright, now you just have this cat batting at a charm that's on your horn. It's all good. It's normal.
Yeah,
It's all normal.
it's normal. It's normal. if things couldn't get weirder for Narcissa, they would. And I'm gonna head into the leatherworker shop.
Alrighty. So you head in. It's just a human man kind of tanning some leather on a rack in the back of the shop. Ah, hello. What can I do for you?
Hi, I was told I was sent by the blacksmith, because you make very good sheaths.
Ah, wonderful. Which imp sent you?
4, I think.
Dragon boy. Right. So, what are you looking for?
Well, you see, I have 6 daggers, and normally I keep my dagger in my boot. Can't really do that with 6 of them.
Looking for a. Are you looking for bandolier sheets, or what are you looking for?
Bandolier sheath.
Alrighty. Yeah, I can have that whipped up for you within the next few hours here.
A question. Do you
Answer
think
for you.
Do you think that it's possible for you to make it so that, and just kind of like pulls like open the side of her coat? Do you think it's possible that you can make it so I can maybe attach it to the side of my coat so I don't obviously have weapons out in the open?
I could have them sewn inside if that's something you require. I can, if you were to leave the coat, I can have them fitted for the interior.
Yes, I like to at least have some element of surprise when it comes to, with the daggers at least.
Very well.
So she'll slip off her coat,
All right.
just making sure to pick up the cat first.
Eloise is still just kind of like batting at the charm. Just kind of.
I'm gonna set her down on the ground for a moment.
Kind of just like hops up onto a chair.
Don't
It's gonna
don't
sit.
mind her.
Licks.
Don't mind her. She's a brat. I say as I hand over my coat.
Oh, your cat there.
Yeah, familiar.
Ah,
She has a mind of her own some days.
huh. Kind of staring at your cat. All right. Well, I'll have this done for you.
How much will it cost?
Let's see here. In terms of cost of the leather as well as time provided, it'll cost you about 3 gold pieces.
I'll hand him the 3 gold.
Alrighty, wonderful. All right, I'll have this for you as soon as possible.
Alright. And if need be, I can pick it up in the morning anyway.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go over and I scoop up my cat. Ow! And I kind of swat her lightly on the nose. And head out to try to find my party.
All right. So, let's see. So while this was going on, what were the rest of you? Were you all kind of just standing there watching Torgrim learn how to forge, or what were we? What were the rest of you choosing to do at that point in time?
Miki would have probably she would have been watching that because she had the whole reaction of, is this fucking normal? But obviously saying that not in her own voice. After all of that, she would go in the shop just because she wants to maybe get some more darts.
Okay. So, you are looking for darts. All right.
I was curious about what getting a long sword made would cost.
Depends on what type, and depends on if anything specific is wanting to be done with it.
I guess we can talk about that later, because I don't know if we want to spend the time to talk about that right now.
I mean, it's more so like speaking with the imps to see what they can do for the price, for the amount of coin you're offering. Because they could potentially make you a magical weapon of some description.
Well, I probably don't have magical weapon gold amounts right now, but after we finish this job, I might.
Okay. So if it were a standard longsword, it would be about 10 gold pieces.
Alright, then how about, just out of curiosity, what does one of those dragon forged blades cost?
1,500. For depending on like the quality, they start at 1,500.
Gotcha.
For a longsword. Not for any of them, but for a longsword specifically that starts at 1500.
Well, I certainly don't have that right now.
And let's see. So you said you were looking for darts there, little one, yes?
Uh-huh.
How many were you looking for by chance?
I have 10 right now. Well, they get lost and stuff, so it's always good to have extras and stuff.
This is very true. Being very proactive about ammunition control. A very good head on your shoulders.
How much would 20 be?
Let's see here. 20 darts. That's gonna come around to... That'll come out to about 8 silver.
Okay. I forgot what the gold silver exchange rate is.
So 10 copper is 1 silver. 10 silver is 1 gold.
Okay, she'll just pull out a gold and hand it to him.
Oh, well, thank you very much. He hands you 2 silver back.
Okay.
Right, and then he pulls out a bundle. He pulls out 2 bundles. Each bundle has 10, and they're kind of wrapped in essentially a leather case.
Okay.
In a leather wrapping, so that way you can just roll them up, tie them up, and then put them like on your in a pouch or whatever. So that way they're all in one spot.
Yeah. Okay, so now I just have to remember that Minky has 30 darts instead of 10.
So, all right. So now that we have, Narcissa's leather bandolier sheaths the order has been placed. Has everyone done the shopping that they were planning on doing for the day?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, would the party like to head straight to the tavern, or what else would we do?
Head straight for the
Tavern. It's gonna be great meeting, you know who again.
Tavern, because Annabelle's never been here before.
All right. As soon as you make it into the tavern, you hear a you, hey, you,
What?
and you see a familiar half elf, pointing at you, Torgrim.
Torgrim kinda nervously smiles. Yeah.
What the hell did you mean when you said you were a good, like, what, I am confused. I do not understand. I need an explanation right now.
Torgrim bursts out into laughter.
Confused
Sorry,
Minky is
lad.
confused.
Oh, I'm sorry, lad. Oh. Well, you know what I meant.
No, I don't know what you meant. That's why I'm asking. What you
What
meant
did he
when
tell
said
you?
No, Esther, don't you dare tell him.
I put the cat on Torgrim's head and I walked towards the half elf.
The cat's just sitting on your head now, Torgrim.
Torgrim kind of like, you know, carefully lifts the cat off of his head and holds it. Torgrim gives the cat scritches.
The cat is enjoying the scritches, and then just kind of like puts its paw on your nose and just kind of sets it there.
You stop that.
Puts its other paw in your nose, slowly staring at you while it does so.
Torgrim takes one hand, gently grabs its paws and puts them down. Stop that.
I want to say something, but I'm not going to because.
What exactly did he tell you?
He called himself. Okay. Look, so there was so it seemed like he had left and he forgot to give me the key, but he remembered, came downstairs, gave me the key, and I asked him, I said, thank you. Not many people just like remember to come down here, and he gave me the keys, and he said, I'm a good bean, and he walked out. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's a dwarf thing. I haven't been able to talk to any other dwarves.
I kind of put a hand on his shoulder. I think it's just talking that he's a good person.
Yeah, basically what she said.
Why is he comparing himself to a bean, though?
I don't know. He's a
Beans
weird
are
man.
small and cute. That could be why.
They're beans. They're food. How are they cute?
You ever looked at a bean, my friend?
Well,
Beans are cute.
mice are small and cute, but they're food too.
Looks at. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna disagree with
It's
that.
you.
How much would it be to buy a room so we can get out of your hair and you can maybe not have us in the room?
Kind of like putting his fingers to his nose.
Look, Ethel, if it makes you feel any better, sorry for confusing you. Alright?
I imagine everyone went inside the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume so.
We just want some rooms for the night, and
Oh,
I
shit.
personally would like a meal.
As soon as Oleg steps in the tavern, this man pulls out a sword from under the counter, and that is where we're ending the session for the night.
Oh no! Oh shit!
So it's just like, fucking hell, man. Everywhere we go, everyone wants to kill you.
Jack, I'm
Kinda
sorry.
look-
I don't know.
Kind of looks over to the man. What you pulling out the blade for? Put it down.
That's where we're ending the session.
Yeah, we end the session on the blade being pulled out. That's how this goes sometimes, Small.
Oof. I know, it's
That's a fun little cliffhanger now, ain't it?
Yeah, example of how sessions can end like that, Small. In our Thursday game, Myth ended it on Armored's character getting impaled through the fucking chest and was at 0 hit points, and we didn't know if he was gonna live.
Oh, wonderful.
See, that's the fun part about being a DM. Oh, this sounds like a very horrifying part for the players. Let's end the session there, and then they get to wait a week.
Right.
I'm gonna throw fire.
Should we do our sign-offs?
I have the app capability to throw fire at face.
Please no throwing fire.
It's literally what my class does.
I
I'm
know,
sorry.
but please no.
What's
Let's
the
not burn down a tavern.
It's not persistent fire.
Oh, if only Jack had been here to be able to say if Oleg would have gone in the tavern or not, but since Oleg's being Jaeger piloted.
I mean, if I'm fairly certain that's what would have happened.
That's fair.
I mean, eventually he would have had to find a place to sleep.
Gonna
Yeah.
have to let Jack know what happened, though.
Mm,
It'll be on the VOD. We can just send it to him. So let's do sign-offs.
Alright. So I imagine we're doing the alphabetical thing.
Indeed.
Okay.
Okay, so that means me for— oh, which we never introduced ourselves at the start of the session. I'm sorry, everyone.
They know who we are. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay, but anyway, you can see us, you can see myself, Andy, and Z here again on Thursday, where we play a different campaign, where we're in the hells, and we're in a dimension, and we're in a different rift
But
dimension
not
thingy.
this Thursday.
Yeah,
not
well,
this
not
Thursday
this
because
Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because American Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm so used to saying see us again on
okay.
Thursday, but not this Thursday because American Thanksgiving. But next Thursday, we'll be back with that, and yeah, we're in a rift in the hells, and it got very sad last time.
It did.
The tiefling had a
We all
talk with the tiefling had a talk with the bird. What the players for that game are myself, Andy, Z, as well as Armored Hunter, who I believe is still in the chat, and Dark Savior.
With Mythology as the DM.
Yes, Mythoja is our DM for that. And well, God, I guess for this channel, really, the only other announcement is you'll see us again next Tuesday here, because I don't think there really is going to be anything that will stop. There hopefully shouldn't be anything that will stop a session from happening next Tuesday. We'll just have to wait and see, and if something changes, I will tweet about that to let people know and post in the Discords, because I figure anybody who's here is from either me posting in the Discords or on Twitter, so huzzah.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Alright, Andy, I'm here. I played Narcissa, and also Thursdays. I played Neri. I done goofed last time I said the name of an archdevil. But that's okay, she didn't kill me. Sundays.
Yeah,
can
you
find
got off
me.
easy.
I did. Sundays you can find me there at Varian Citizen on Twitch around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I play a bed hunter named Desire. She's fun. We're going into some weird shit. And then normally Mondays you can find us around the same time, where we then have discussions about what we did the previous day in our game. We devolves into a lot of yelling, so headphone wearers beware. You can also find us at on YouTube by the same name of the Twitch channel. That's where most of our VODs are posted. So yeah, find us there. God, my voice hurts. It's small necks.
I don't really have anything to say because I'm not really a part of any other like game or stream other than this Tuesday game. That's about it.
Just say goodnight.
Good night. Happy Turkey Day.
I exist. Moving on.
And then that leaves the hunter.
Well, hello there. I am the Night Hunter. I do this, and I do other games where I play as Grandpa. Like when I did Fallout New Vegas and got killed like 20 times because fucking rad scorpions. But I have guns now, so I can kill them all. But yeah, I do this, and I may or may not be doing a stream like Thursday or Friday in terms of like cooking and or baking, and yeah,
He makes the good foods.
I am doing slutty cheesecake bars, which are chocolate chip cookie dough on the bottom, Oreos in the middle, and then cheesecake mixing on top with
I hate
broken
you so
Oreos.
much.
With broken Oreos in the cheesecake, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna strawberry or caramel drizzle on top.
I hate you.
Why you have to
I
make me
know.
hungry?
Because I can. It's what I do.
Just wait till he does it in game.
Oh yes,
I-
wait till I do this when you can't eat food.
I have no need to be jealous.
Dude,
I-
you've already done that with just describing how much the prince was enjoying the fucking noodles.
No,
Slurp.
I've got a
I'm
bag
getting-
for the express purpose of him making food porn.
I got a box of chocolates on the way. It's gonna be here by Friday. You can thank Knight for sending me these.
Awesome.
All right, but
Okay.
if
that's it?
if that's it, then I say we sign off, and hopefully Oleg doesn't get killed next week.
We're gonna make sure that he doesn't get killed.
Isn't this fun?
We're only level 1 and Alex made so many enemies.
I have ways of picking up fights involving rocks.
Okay, but if that's it, then I think everybody should say goodnight, and then we will do our sign-offs, and I'll end the stream.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night, everybody. We will... Blah, 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 blah. God, my accent decided to try to come out. We will see everyone again next Tuesday around the same time, so see y'all then.